welcome to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat will tag over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle, joined with none other than the Scoot Order himself, Mr. Scooter Ray. And of course, ladies of the IWC, you know him, you love him, the heartthrob of the IWC, Mr. Jaeger Bombastic, super duper fantastic. If I missed out on something to say, it's okay, because I will always bring it back. Jaeger Bombastic.
What's up?
It's been an interesting week in wrestling.
Yes, it has.
I'm not even gonna try to sum up what was going on, because I'm gonna leave this all to you, Scoop. But one thing I will say, I don't care if it's a work, if it's a shoot. Charlotte got suspended. So for the time being, hopefully she will be off my TV and not in any vicinity regarding any championship.
What did she get suspended?
Okay. So I think y'all guys will be proud of me. I didn't watch Raw this week.
You watched Elevation instead, didn't you?
No, I didn't watch anything. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just chill on a Monday and see what happens. And it led to me not watching, but she had her match with Asuka. Rhea distracted her, and she got mad and beat up a referee.
So here's the problem with this, because see, the good thing about this is that Asuka won a match against Charlotte.
Yeah.
But the problem that I had, because I didn't watch Raw either, but when I heard about this situation, I had to go and watch this shit. The problem that I have is the fact that she just couldn't lose. She just couldn't fucking lose. She had to have some type of angle that made her still look somewhat strong. So what she beat up referees, so she gets to still look like she's on top in suspension. That sours the whole thing of Asuka finally getting a win over Charlotte.
Yeah,
because because the story itself ends up still being about Charlotte.
Yeah.
But she off my TV for a little bit, so
let's hope.
Let her come back.
Let's hope.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised, because I wouldn't put it past WWE at all. But yeah. But what you got on the news, Scoot?
So make sure my audio is still right. You know what I'm saying? Trying to still test things out here.
Absolutely.
I guess what actually just happened like recently, Mickie James got her care package from WWE. And she opened the box and her care package was in a trash bag.
Wait, what was in said trash bag though?
I mean, it didn't show what exactly it was, but just that her care package came in a trash bag. And hold on, basically this is how it looked.
Huh.
Terrible. That's terrible.
And with a little post-it note of her name.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's highly disrespectful.
That's kind of what she said. And apparently, literally almost maybe 20 minutes before we jumped on, Triple H responded. And he said, upon learning the disrespectful treatment of some of our recently released talent received on behalf of the company, we took immediate action. The person responsible for this inconsiderate action has been fired and is no longer with WWE.
Shout out to Trips.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mickey James called him out and was like, "Wow, Vince, like this is how I get done, you know." And Trips acted quickly,
Well, yeah, you got
tried to rectify the situation.
And see, that's another thing. It's like, why isn't he in a higher position? Like, of course, we know he's handling business at NXT. Awesome. But this shows just a level of professionalism and just, I mean, outside of him having his finger on the pulse of professional wrestling, he also understands what it means to be an active wrestler. Granted, he hasn't necessarily been like fired from the company because he's always been in good standings, regardless of however you feel about it. But at the same time, he understands what it means to be a wrestler. So based on whether you get hired, fired, whatever, he knows how they should be treated at all times.
And
So
I think even Cornette at one point kind of hinted that when I was listening a while back. He was saying a lot of times, a lot of the people who are in higher management at times aren't one of the boys. And when you're not really one of the boys, it tends to kind of, you don't know how it feels in a sense when injustices happen because you're just like a suit or you're this or you're that. You never had to be a wrestler or do things wrestlers had to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and like you said, at this point, you have Triple H who's like that dad that still listens to the newer music. Triple H is that dad who still keeps up with what's happening in wrestling today.
it's happening. It's cool.
Exactly. He's cool. That's what Trips is, and you can kind of tell that's how NXT is. NXT is the younger sibling, of course, to WWE, but the problem is everybody want to be part of the younger sibling. Like everybody likes the younger sibling more than the older sibling in this case.
True. Yeah, and I get that. It's just that, but that's one of the main reasons why it's like it's imperative that he hold a position that allows him to kind of orchestrate things within the main roster side. Because I think, I mean, of course, especially if you're not going to allow Paul Heyman to do what he needs to do, because he was already on the right track, during the this initial brand split when it happened. And you had guys like Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, Aleister Black, so on and so forth, who were basically being groomed and geared for some type of push down the line, and it sucks that, that CM Punk, even though with his pipe bomb promo, whether it had been, the gray area of whether it be a work or a shoot promo, he was right. And this shows that, that Vince McMahon is surrounded by a bunch of, let's see, to quote Punk, glad-handed douchebag yes men.
That's a statement there.
Controversial. If I ever heard one.
But but either way, he was still right, because that's exactly what's going on. Is that you have guys like Kevin Dunn, you have guys like Bruce Pritchard, who basically cater to that one person audience.
Yes.
And John Laurinaitis.
But not only cater to it, but like don't even try to check him on it. Like it's like yeah, Vince, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. It's like nobody try to really offer us true pushback. And that's unfortunately what's wrong, is that there's no pushback.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man.
But shout outs to the legendary Mickey James. Always and forever, Mickey James, though. Mickey James, though. And shout out to Trips for rectifying the situation quickly.
Always.
Always.
One person who will always have my absolute respect. period.
Yeah.
So I don't care. I don't care what you think about him or how you feel regarding his position. He's been doing the right thing, and it's shown.
Yes.
So yeah. What else we got outside of that, Scoop?
All right. So I'm gonna read the statement, then I'm gonna tell y'all who said it. I don't need the money. And the way the wrestling business is now is wacky. You got WWE, who has multiple billion-dollar television deals, and the television's awful. I go back there, I'm just another guy. And it's not even that. I just be another guy that's doing not good television. I want to do stuff that's good. I want my name attached to quality projects where it's fun and it makes people laugh, smile, think, and people don't hate watching it. I want to do fun stuff.
That's CM Punk.
There you go.
Phil Brooks.
Yep.
That was CM Punk's recent statement, I think Monday or Tuesday, of why he's not or won't sign back to WWE at the moment.
Oh, was this after after the airing of Raw?
It might have been. It might have been.
Wait, isn't he signed to Fox right now?
I don't know if he's still signed to Fox. It's possible, but
I don't know if he's still signed because I don't know if Backstage is still a show.
Oh, fair.
So that might be the only reason why he might not be, because I don't know if Backstage is still a thing.
Let's see. Oh no, it says he's still under contract with Fox.
Okay.
So, but it had it says even though Backstage, got canceled, he's still under his Fox contract. So I'm not sure what that entails, but yeah, he's definitely still under contract.
Oh, they'll find him.
It's true.
It's Fox. They know how to utilize their pieces.
Yeah. But that's I mean with Punk, I mean, I don't think it's really hard to say whether or not he comes back, but I'm leaning more towards the fact of him not even getting into a wrestling ring in a performance capacity or in a going to compete, whether it be for any company, AEW, NXT, WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan. New Japan, yeah. Maybe New Japan.
Because I don't know if he will want to leave.
That's also very true.
I think he's probably exactly good, exactly the way and where he's at the moment. So it might be a situation to where something epic is going to have to happen for Punk to go to any company.
Yeah, the reason I said New Japan is because I think if he did do New Japan, it would be something of a one-off.
Yeah,
like a Jericho thing.
Mm-hmm. And then he might get the bug again after that. But that just depends on what happens after that. But I really don't see him coming back. I think it was fun while it lasted, as far as like the guessing game on where Punk could go once AEW came into fruition. But after that, after he kind of turned down everything, it was like, yeah, he's gonna shit on anything at this point. Not to say that he's wrong in what he's saying, but at the end of the day, the luster of Punk coming back has lost its fizzle, in my opinion, just because it's like, what does he have to offer outside of it just being for himself? Yeah, because you look at guys like Chris Jericho, who's grooming people and helping things get from the start. You look at guys like Christian Cage, who we'll talk about later on, but I believe the way that he's doing things in his capacity, I think he's there now in a position to help bring up other talent, even though he is racking up wins. But again, we'll get to that later. But yeah, I personally don't see Punk coming back.
I like you, but yeah. I mean,
yeah, I want him to come back.
If he's coming back domestically, I can only really see it being like ROH or AEW because of like the statement he just provided. Like he wants to have fun with it. He'll want to like run a character that he enjoys.
True.
If he does go international, then yeah, New Japan is really like the only thing that really sticks out.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
We will see. What else on the docket, Scoot?
That was really it. We can really go ahead and roll right into.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, like it was stuff, but you know,
it wasn't like
yeah. I just thought that Mickey James thing was very interesting because it literally just happened, like right before we jumped on.
EC3.
Oh yeah, I heard he was hospitalized.
Yeah, he got some virus. I think he says he's gonna be out for like a week, or he's been in the hospital for a week. It's one of those things, but I don't think it's anything that's like super duper bad. I think it just yeah.
Well, get well soon, EC3.
For sure. But so NXT was interesting because I have this love-hate relationship with Kyle O'Reilly's character, because I immediately started to not like it because of how his promos were, but the character it took this week's NXT for me to see it with the way that he came off, and I'm like, oh, I get it. He's doing something that a lot of people try to do, but it's very hard to do. And what he's doing is, I guess, the way that Cornette kind of views Matt Riddle, being all goofy all the time and stuff like that. It seems like Kyle O'Reilly has managed to kind of embrace, I guess, like the fun, goofy side. But it's not being too goofy. It's just him being, careless and almost cheesy in a way. But when he gets in that ring, it's all fun and games aside. Like it's time to go to work, and I like that. And when he started off NXT, he came in. His music is something that I have to get used to.
Yeah.
And his promo, I don't know if I'll ever get used to his mic work, because I think if he talks a lot more, he'll start to grow into it a bit more. And
I think that's what it is. We wasn't used to him saying much.
Yeah.
It was really more weird talking the most.
Yeah. So, but he started off well, and I do like that. Was cheesy every now and then, especially with some of the lines he dropped,
Yeah.
But
we got to, as the internet been calling him, Cool Kyle. We got to get used to Cool Kyle here.
Cool Kyle O'Reilly. I'm still down with it. But everything ramped up once Cameron Grimes came out, and I like the fact that he's killing his gimmick in a good way. I love when he came out and he's still branching on the whole UE storyline that he had with Roderick. But now he's trying to capitalize just on Kyle O'Reilly. And I love the fact that he stated that he was placing bets,
right,
on Kyle O'Reilly, and I made him a lot of money. And I like the fact that he's still trying to, regardless of how you look at Cameron Grimes, whether it be heel or face, but it's extremely entertaining. And I think that's why anytime that he may lose, it really doesn't hurt him.
Yeah, they did a great job building up this character of him now. Where, because like I don't think we mentioned it last week, when he bought the NFT. Well, he thought he bought the NFT. Or was that this week?
No, that was this week. That was this week.
Okay. Just like little moments like that, which, to jump ahead, when he thought he bought the NFT, and it tied back to the whole $1 Million Man, and then like the way he was shaking, like, so they did a great job with transforming him to where, win or lose, he's still gonna be Cameron Grimes.
Absolutely.
Like, he's not one of the ones to where, if he lose a match or if he lose to certain people, it's gonna just kill his momentum.
Yeah,
he's still gonna be Cameron Grimes, especially if they keep him the way he is now.
True. And I think that's going to be a lasting gimmick for him because you can, that gimmick in itself has no ceiling.
No.
Just like with Ted DiBiase, because Ted DiBiase is still doing the $1 Million Man stuff when he comes around. So this is perfect.
Even though he got into a little trouble with all of that, but
I really appreciated Kyle O'Reilly telling Grimes like, "Oh, hey, thanks for that doggy coin." I was like, that's amazing because that thing is going to the moon right now.
And everybody is still, there's a lot of people that still says this shit wrong. But I mean, I think that was by design. I think Kyle meant to say that shit wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
Yeah.
Doge.
But and I think probably the cheesiest thing that Kyle did is when they basically set up the match between him and Cameron Grimes, where because he was pandering to Grimes.
It was very cheesy. He was like, wait, hold on, wait. Oh no, wait, you were my opponent. I was like, okay.
There's literally only one other person in the ring there besides you, Kyle.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for his in-ring work, I would have shit all over it. But because it's like, yo, he can go in the ring.
Yeah.
You know what? Do your goofy shit.
He gets a pass.
So you get a pass on the goofy shit. But it's the same thing with Grimes. Grimes, because he's doing so well with this character, because it always seems like even though he has all this money, he still seems to have like this string of bad luck. So a loss to him never hurts him. It's like it just goes with his character.
Yes.
And then when he inevitably wins a championship, because it's going to happen, it's going to add to his character because he's going to eat it up and have more bragging rights and more talking points to go off of to go along with his money. So
I just want to see him blame Ted DiBiase for everything. Like
absolutely.
Everything that happens in his life, it has to be Ted. He loses the belt. Ted DiBiase!
He delivers it so well too.
He really does so well.
But as we continue on,
and then, hold on.
Go ahead.
Jumping ahead with the promo.
Mm-hmm.
Even what made that backstage segment even better. Do we even think that Ted DiBiase knows what an NFT even is?
He probably doesn't. I'm hoping that Ted DiBiase knows who Cameron Grimes is, though.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Right now he has to, because they've thrown out, like, there's got to be Junior somewhere going like, "Hey, Dad, this guy right now is throwing you out or throwing your name out." Whatever happened to Junior anyway?
He quit.
I think some other stuff happened too.
Huh. Anyway,
some other stuff happened too, though. I think he got in trouble.
You just reminded me of that Taz bit with Christian last week. Like when Taz was talking about how much money he has, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that one thing, right?" He's like, "Oh yeah, other stuff too, other stuff." It's like it's very, very absurd to say other stuff. Well, I don't know what that means, Taz, but all right.
Ted DiBiase Jr. is no, he's fine. He's the vice president of business development for an insurance company, and also a motivational speaker.
Ah,
yes.
Well,
so yeah, he's making moves. Shout out to Ted DiBiase Jr. But moving on. Well, I guess they're switching things up because kind of jumping ahead, but at the same time not. Cole hasn't been seen. They've alluded to him, so I don't know if that means that he's still in NXT or he's going to main roster, especially based on what we've seen with Io Shirai this week. So, but before we get to that, we have to continue on with this ongoing story between Dexter Lumis and Miss Indie Wrestling, Indy Hartwell.
You mean the favorite love story of all of WWE right now?
I mean,
Stockholm Syndrome looks so good.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Index shirts coming real soon.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Oh, you didn't hear that? That's their little pet name that I think Beth Phoenix kept saying it.
Really? It must have. It missed me completely.
So if you go back to at least almost 2-3 weeks, Beth Phoenix kept saying it, but Wade would always kind of cut her off. But yeah, she's been calling it Index now for like 2-3 weeks.
That has to be a thing. That has to be a thing moving forward.
Because even online, whenever that moment where he carried her out, it was on Instagram and they put Index finally happened.
That's marketing. Like, look, you can have like, you know, the I and the N, and then you can have the D shaped like a heart with the arrow going through it like a slash that kind of cuts off the names, and then do the EX. Man, I'd buy that shirt.
I would too.
Marketing, WWE, NXT.
I just gave you that. I wouldn't be surprised if Index ended up becoming a shirt real soon.
Don't give them that for free though. That's going to be like at least 20% per shirt there.
I'll do you one better, NXT. I'll take 15%. If y'all make those shirts with that idea, I'll just take 15%. Just at me anywhere.
At me.
or tag me.
No.
Hey. especially on Black Planet and
oh my gosh,
you know, MySpace and AOL Instant Messenger.
Don't forget Plenty of Fish.
Farmers Only. You know, make sure you follow.
No, so Dexter Lumis and LA Knight, they had a match. They had a match. I didn't care too much for the match because I don't think
I didn't either.
These two should not have wrestled this soon. I think, and I hate what they're doing with LA Knight, not as a character, just with his in-ring stuff, because they're starting these feuds and then they're finishing these feuds like immediately. Mm-hmm. Because I felt him and Bronson Reed had legs. I think they could have gone a little bit further. Same thing with this. It seemed like they were building up to something, and then they basically just, okay, we're done. Now, granted, he got the win in this match, but it's almost like the same thing with Charlotte, because at the end of the day, nobody's talking about LA Knight's win. They're talking about the stuff that happened outside, you know, with Indy Hartwell showing up and then Dexter Lumis and the way. So that's the problem that I have. So now LA Knight isn't looking like kind of how I said before, where I felt like he was going to be the person that was going to kind of spearhead NXT moving forward after he, you know, wins the championship. But now it's looking like they don't have direction for him, or if they do, it's damn sure not obvious.
I think he is going to circle back around when Bronson wins that title from Johnny. I think he's going to circle back around.
I like that. I like that idea.
I gotta lean with that because, I mean, whether or not you're like waiting to see a story in all of his matches or see something like hit the ground and like get some traction, he's still racking up W's.
True.
Like, he's still going through top guys that are like top contenders for the U.S. title and even like some of them the NXT title, and he's still beating them.
Yeah.
That's a very valid point. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's going to be in the conversation for a little while, and it won't even be in a big bad way. It'll just be like kind of incognito.
Yeah. Well then that's my fault, because then I'm looking at that. I was looking at that shit wrong because I did not factor in all of that shit. I'm just going off the surface shit. So yeah, I stand corrected.
I mean, you got to think though, and when we look at NXT, NXT does a pretty decent job at long storytelling and circling back around booking. Absolutely. You know, the only thing that kind of derails NXT and storylines is if people get injured.
Yeah.
Or if some other extracurricular things happen. But for the most part, they do a pretty good job with circling it back around. I mean, look at how it happened with Finn and Cross. We knew when Cross came back, he was gonna want his belt back, but Cross dealt with Santos. He dealt with I forgot whoever else he dealt with. Wasn't it Priest or was it after?
No, it was Priest.
It was Priest.
I think it was Priest, and then it was Santos.
And then Finn had to deal with Kyle again. Then he had to deal with Pete Dunne. And then then that moment where Finn was like, what took so long, fam? Like I've been waiting on you. Like we knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. So I think that's what's going to happen with that North American title picture. That I think Loomis and Knight could be actually done with each other after Tuesday.
Yeah.
And
I'm fine with that.
It's just waiting for Reed to go ahead and get that belt off of Johnny, and it circles back around.
And the reason that I am fine with the Loomis and Knight situation or feud being over and done with is because they still have a lot more going on with one Indian Dex, and then to partner that up with Dexter's issues with the Way as well.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, no pun intended. The fact that the Way is intertwined in a lot of storylines is good. Is very good just for that stable alone. And I'm glad that they have, Indy being able to do stuff on her own with Dexter Loomis. Then you got the fact that you have Candice and Indy in the women's tag title feud going on, and then you have Johnny being the North American champion, and then Austin basically being a buffer for anybody that wants to go after Johnny. So yeah,
to even skip ahead to that one little scene with just slightly skip ahead when they was like, yeah, I talked to Mr. Regal. Like, wait, when did you talk to Mr. Regal? Like,
it's like talk to him telepathically.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, I didn't mind the match if it didn't seem so set up. Now, I will say this. I was a little shocked that Knight got the win, but he did get it off a distraction.
Correct.
But I was shocked that he did get the win. But yeah.
Now let's unpack like this whole situation, especially with Indy coming out and her having this tether and this connection to Loomis.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that kept popping in my head is, where does each one go? Like, because I'm clear this is going to progress into something. So does Loomis become some type of unofficial member of the Way, or does Indy leave the Way, or do they have this weird thing where Indy is still part of the Way and Dexter is just like unintentionally helping the Way here and there just to make sure that Indy is perfectly fine, not a harm's way? Just like it has a lot of potential to do a lot of things.
They could use him like that.
Oh, like if Johnny and Candice became like a mastermind, to be like, okay, we can manipulate the situation.
See, like, they distract each other, they cause each other to get L's. Like, why not just like use Loomis as the distraction or the distractor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question. Since we're unpacking this Way situation, let's skip ahead.
Okay.
To Loomis. Not sorry. Indy and Candice.
Correct.
Walking in the hallway, and they went to go charge up Shotzi and Ember, but Indy got distracted, and apparently Candice got mixed up by the tag team champs.
Oh yeah, she got thrown in the locker room and handled up big time.
So I'm pretty sure Jaeger was happy with that moment.
Fucking
he wishes it was him.
Yeah. I take a beating for Chelsea. Or from,
But could you think Loomis could be the reason why maybe the Way might get those tag titles?
Now, I said this months ago. I said that the Way were going to be the ones that take the titles off of Shotzi and Ember. Yeah. They've already they just had their shot at Stand and Deliver, and they lost. I don't see them losing a second time.
Same.
Now, when this match happens, I don't know, because I don't think they've even set a date for this. I think they may be pushing this for maybe another takeover, or an NXT Tuesday now special event, depending on what they do. But yeah, I don't. This is definitely not for nothing. Like I definitely don't see them losing twice, especially twice in a row to Ember and Shotzi. And that's not to say that Ember and Shotzi are, bad champs or that they deserve to lose. It's just the fact that right now, with the way that the women's division is, they will be better off being singles and going after Raquel or being competitors for that championship against Raquel, because Raquel, like we said, she needs a good lineup for defenses, and they are just the right catalyst to be that for when she can defend, or for competitors to be lined up for her. So, and I think it makes sense, because what I think is going to happen is I think that they're going to have the tag gold while Johnny briefly has the North American Championship for the remaining days that he's going to have it before he loses to Reed, because I think Reed is going to be the one that takes that title. We were saying Loomis was going to do it, which, I mean, that's still, if Reed doesn't do it, it's going to be Loomis. That's set in stone. Like, it's got to be one of those two.
Ooh, we could actually see Indy be the L causer, and maybe that provides the Loomis a win.
That's also very true, because and the thing is, even with this, I still don't I see Loomis getting that title. Let's say that Bronson doesn't beat Johnny, then it's Loomis, but I don't see Loomis holding that title for a while, because I think that is particularly catered for Cameron Grimes, which this is how I see it with Reed and Loomis. Reed will lose to LA Knight if he wins. If Dexter beats Johnny, then he's going to lose that title to Grimes, because both of those storylines come full circle.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, but either way, this match with Loomis and Knight was not a bad match, but it was completely muddled in story. So it kind of overshadowed the match in itself. Not a bad thing, because I do like the storyline between Loomis and Indy, and then, by proxy, the way. I'm just kind of interested to see where it goes and what happens moving forward. So we'll see. After that, Leon Ruff had a promo.
He cut a pretty good promo.
He did, but see, here's the problem. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the cameraman or if it's because Leon Ruff, but every time he does a promo, it's the way that he starts off his promos. It's always weird. Either the camera's too close, either he looks not ready to do the promo, and then it's like he's waiting for like a cue. But then once he gets into the promo, then he's good. But
yeah. So his kickoff a little
basically. I still don't like the fact of Ruff and Swerve still being in this feud. I think it needs to be done with, just maybe for like a little bit of time. I don't think they need to wrestle anymore, because they've done this back to back to back to back.
Don't do the WWE.
So, yeah, that's a WWE trope. So what I'm hoping is that Swerve is in the mindset of being like, no, I don't need to wrestle you. We're done. And it's just Ruff trying to chase and then continuously try to get a match with Swerve. I would love that aspect of it, but I would hate for them to continuously have them set up to just face each other over and over and over, especially after the showing that Swerve and Reed had in that gauntlet match.
Oh yeah.
Because Swerve looked phenomenal. Reed, of course, looked phenomenal. Reed is championship ready. So
bound.
Yeah. and bound. So we'll have to see. But yeah, the promo from Ruff, it wasn't bad. I liked it. I just didn't like the initial start, and I just hate the fact that this feud is potentially continuing on so soon after Swerve's promo prior to their match, I think last week, I believe. Yeah. So, but moving forward from that, we finally had Io in her interview, which basically it answered questions, but at the same time, it also still kind of left some things open because she didn't necessarily say that she was done with NXT. She didn't say she was going to the main roster. She just said that she needed time, which cool, but that still didn't. I mean, she bless you. She also bless you. she also stated that she, I guess, was going for a rematch. Like she was going to go back to try to get her title back. So
good luck, Raquel.
Well, that's the thing though, because that I don't know if they're going to allow Io to have that match, because unless you really want to make Raquel look stronger than she already looks, because for her to beat Io twice and to basically send Io on her way after that,
Bay ain't losing that belt no time soon.
Yeah, she's not. And that's why I'm like, I don't know why you would put Io in the situation to lose twice to send her off. If you're going to send her off to main roster, then just send her to main roster and don't worry about having to have her be beat twice just to be sent off or to be different.
I guess if they do have this match happen, they are doing it to make Io look weaker, because she was already like maybe God tier when like.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like she's like God tier right now, even though she still took a loss to Raquel. Like she's still up there. She still has like that Rhea Ripley like persona, like that what am I talking about? Like that aura amongst yeah. So
unless they're doing that, where just like you said, her being up at that level, and they're using that to build up Frankie Monet's character. To beat her while she's at the top, to boost up Frankie Monet.
I don't like
in the process. So,
like right now, Frankie Monet. I mean, I'm jumping ahead, but Frankie Monet is just not doing it for me.
Me
I was
either.
about to say the same thing, and I didn't want to feel bad for that.
No, sir.
No, just like I praised her last week for like the tail end of her promo when she got in the ring, when she was speaking Spanish and just had that little bit of flair about her. After that, even like just her like, it's for me, the character that they have on her, it doesn't do it for me, especially looking at Ty Valkyrie and
it's
knowing
2.0.
Yeah, it's not, because it doesn't, like, you need that for somebody else, not for her. Like Frankie Monet, if we're just gonna call it not Ty Valkyrie, she belongs to be like in the same category as like a Natalia, as a Charlotte, as a Beth Phoenix, somebody with that caliber that has a stature and has just like that imposing force, where you don't have to have her do the prissy promos. You can have her just come in and just fuck shit up in the ring.
You know, working that angle just to go off of contrast. Like she is that woman that has that build, that physique to her, but at the same time, they're just giving her that contrasting personality, like with the little dog and the little prissy attitude and all.
You know, I would be fine with that, but I would want the execution to be better, because it doesn't come off like that. But I like your interpretation of it, because that would actually make sense.
You know what they really should have did? If they like really wanted to do it with Frankie, especially since Beth Phoenix isn't NXT, Frankie should have been calling herself like the new Glamazon or some shit like that.
I would love that.
You know, to steal it from Jaeger's other bae, Red Velvet, it would have really stirred the pot. You know, that Frankie's coming in and be like, "Hey, I'm the new Glamazon." You know,
and it would have been perfect because Beth is there.
Because Beth is there.
Yeah.
Because Beth is there. But you know, wishful thinking. It can still possibly happen. I don't know. Because you gotta think.
You just no. I'm not talking about the Frankie Monet thing. You just inspired a new shirt. It's gonna be Red Velvet Jaeger Shotzi's. Anyways, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be red and green. It's gonna be nice. Anyways.
But make it. And not only make it, but you gotta rock it on the show.
I'm gonna head up pro wrestling tees. Let's make this work.
But yeah, like I said, for right now, 2 weeks. But I'm starting to think back though. Did she ever really do it for me before? Even when she was in Impact, and even when she was in Lucha Underground, did Taya Valkyrie really do it for me then? Like, I'm trying to remember now. So
I knew she existed then. I just did not ever get around to watching her matches. As bad as that sounds,
but I know I saw like a good chunk of her Lucha Underground stuff, and I saw a few of her things in Impact.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have enough to go off of. It's just, I don't know. It's just so far, it's not really. Maybe it's the character. I think it's the character they trying to get her to be. I think that's not sitting well with me.
But anything I know for sure is she has got to stop interrupting these like random interviews, because honestly, that's gonna get annoying. Like, it's gonna get quick.
It kind of is.
Yeah, I would rather her just be just like in ring stuff. And look, in all honesty, I don't think that she was necessary for NXT. I think they really could have just had her go to the main roster and be perfectly fine. Because I think she would benefit more from being on a Raw or a SmackDown, especially with how the women's division is. More so Raw. The SmackDown's women's division, I think, is perfectly fine at the moment because they have Sasha, they have Bayley, they have Carmella as a good heel. You have both, the tag champs that are going from both shows. Like, they're okay for the moment. I think she would benefit more so going to Raw to basically take on cannon fodder like Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, fucking.
That hurts to hear, man.
It does, right? It does, but it's exactly what it is, though.
We just keep dropping the wall with Mandy.
But yeah, I can't add Mandy to the list yet because they're in the picture. They're just being, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Justice for Mandy. Justice for Mandy. So, because she's being used wrong. So
I mean, they had her. I mean, the damsel in distress BS was like a little odd, but at the same time, it was good running. It was a good running bit. So it was cool. Then they just were like, all right, so I guess we'll have you tag up with Dana Brooke now.
To have you intentionally lose matches by walking away, even though you're paid to compete. But WWE logic. Neither here nor there. But so we're left in this situation where we're not sure where EO goes.
Yeah.
So are we assuming that Frankie is going to fight EO at some point?
With this, like I think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to use Frankie to beat EO to up her stock, and then send EO on her way.
Okay.
It sucks for EO, but if they're building up Frankie Monet's character like this just so that way she can compete against Raquel, then yeah. But again, Frankie Monet is not doing it for anybody.
I will say personally, I don't think it. Go ahead, Lucky, my bad. I'm sorry. Personally, I don't think it hurts EO. I think EO, because you gotta think EO, kind of like what y'all was saying, EO is like God level right now. EO is what Finn Balor is right now. They're both in that same spot to where winning and losing won't hurt them. Because if anybody beats Finn Balor right now on that roster, it'll be like, oh shit. Other than Karrion Kross, you gotta think, since Finn came back with that new and improved attitude, I think Cameron Grimes and Karrion Kross were like the only people that beat him, really. And
I forgot that Grimes
only beat him because of a distraction.
Grimes isn't even in my head. What?
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, Cameron Grimes caught Finn Balor with the cave-in because he was distracted by, was it Johnny Tommaso? Might have been a Riddle. I can't remember who he was beefing with at the time.
DIY, why not?
I think it had to be with Johnny because Johnny, it had to be Johnny. I think
it was Johnny, but Finn did circle back around and got that win back against Grimes. But
yes.
So I mean, you got to think in the past, other than EO taking the pin at War Games, other than EO winning the title, she's been booked pretty strong.
Yeah,
she did take the pin. Oh yeah, of course, because she got pinned by
Raquel.
Raquel.
So I could see a Frankie, and I could potentially see who we will discuss later. Maybe Saray, possibly going against EO before it's all said and done with. Like, I have a feeling the people who she's going to fight on the way out are going to be people they hope to build up.
Ooh, Zoe Stark. Anyway.
Oh, no. I think that's we might potentially, because I think they may be holding EO out instead of taking, because I think they're going to give her a few matches before she goes to the main roster, and I think one of those matches will be with Saray. Because that match.
I wouldn't be surprised. Frankie Monet, Saray, and maybe somebody else. She might get a good 3 matches before she heads out, and then boom, EO goes to the main roster and possibly tags with Asuka.
Okay.
All right. Look, I know that like the last one, Kabuki Warriors. I know that was their idea. That was their idea for the name. That was like all them, right?
Yes.
However, it just feels so forced.
On
putting Asian women and calling them Kabuki Warriors.
I will say this.
I had to look it up to make sure it wasn't like wrong to say it. I had to
really,
like when they debuted as that name, I was like, let me research Kabuki because I don't want to be disrespectful saying it. And basically, Kabuki is just a form of theater.
Yeah, it's a form of theater, but it's typically done in Japan. Is Kairi Japanese? I mean,
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be disrespectful, keep calling them the Kabuki Warriors. But I was like, I don't want to be like disrespectful. So I had to legitimately research it to make sure I wasn't going to be disrespectful.
I completely forgot if Kairi Sane was Japanese or not.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, well then, it's all ethnically fine by that standard then, because Kabuki theater was always like a Japanese thing. So
look, Kabuki Warriors, I love their tag team completely. Like, because they like the especially with the heel turn,
especially with the heel turn,
Kairi's heel turn. Loved it. Like her whole like attire and just like everything just worked. So
Kairi Sane.
Yeah. So I mean,
hold on. Can we appreciate the Japanese talent in their nicknames? Like Shinsuke, the King of Strong Style.
Yes.
Asuka, the Empress
of Tomorrow.
EO is the genius of the sky. No. Genius of the sky is EO. Kairi was the sky pirate. Yeah. And then what Saray was the warrior of the light. I was like, what in the Final Fantasy is happening? No, warrior of the sun. I think it's like warrior of the sun. I was like, what in the Final Fantasy is happening right now? Like, they have the most amazing nicknames. Like, I just love it.
And then what do we have for
Kairi was the pirate princess. Because the Sky Pirates was EO and Kairi's tag team.
That's right.
And even that name made sense.
And it was like they have the most amazing nicknames. Like, what is happening?
Look, NXT knows what's up.
Yes,
NXT knows what's up, and they know what they're getting. I mean, granted, Xia Li's Chinese. I don't know if she has a nickname. But, hey.
I beat that bitch ass right now. I beat that bitch ass. That's what her nickname is.
That's her nickname.
I beat that bitch ass.
But yeah, this basically the interview with EO basically just let us know that we don't know shit, and we gotta wait to see.
We don't.
So she's gonna go away for a little bit.
Cut it short anyway.
Oh yeah, because maybe that's why. There you go. We could blame Frankie Monet for cutting the shit short.
Is it me, or am I waiting to see Frankie's dog pee on her mid interview or something?
Yes.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
So bad.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
I want it to be like she's holding the dog, cutting a promo, and some scary opponent shows up, and then the dog literally pees as a reaction. That's how I want it to happen. That's how I'm booking it.
That's gonna happen once fans come back,
right?
Fully.
You hear the uproar of the fans. Dog pees itself.
I'm waiting.
Like you got peed on.
Yes, I'm waiting.
Doggy piss. Doggy piss. Doggy piss.
But yeah, so yeah, again, we came back and still have nothing as far as the path that EO is going to take. So, but we'll have to wait and see, and we will. But it got back into action in the ring with Breezango showing up, which, look, I love Breezango, but I need them to kind of just chill out slightly on like just
back to their fashion statement bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be cool with that. Look, them being goofy and having fun and making fun of like all their opponents is cool, but I would rather them do it at like a takeover level. I don't think they need to do it every time they face somebody. Like it's not, to me, it's not necessary. I think.
No, but I was sort of confused at first.
Oh yeah,
like I mean, they kind of got the jobber entrance. I mean, kind of did, but at the same time, they were just doing the rotations that you would see at Buckingham Palace, and like it wasn't until the Grizzled Young Vets came out that I was like, oh, I get it. All right.
Yeah, that's where the confusion comes into play sometimes, because anybody that comes from main roster and then goes back to NXT, for me, it's like, oh, they're going to be more serious now. Like they're taking back what the main roster took from them.
Well, and Finn, I mean, that's how he did it.
Yeah, that Finn, Ember, you know, to me, like and they started doing that the right way with Breezango when they first came back, and their in-ring was a lot better. Of course, they won the tag titles. They lost them a lot earlier than expected because, you know, hey, and that's not to say that they're still not putting on matches. They're still putting on good matches, but I think that their antics overshadow what they're doing in the ring. And this is one of the reasons why, because this match itself was good. When GYV came out, you already knew that it was business as usual. They came in, they wrestled, they put on a show. I loved this match because GYV, fantastic tag team. Breezango, fantastic veteran tag team.
Yes.
But at the same time, like you automatically assume that Breezango is going to lose because of the fact that they are too goofy with their entrances, and it just seems like they're not taking it seriously. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's very, very difficult to watch their matches and then take them seriously in that match. Now, this whole thing worked for GYV because they had this vendetta against people not taking things seriously. So this worked out for them, which helps their rivalry with MSK, because they feel like they do too much of the showy things. So this worked perfectly fine. So a good match by them. Scoot's tag team gets another win, another victory.
Because they are soon to be recognized. I'm just saying this. GYV and MSK might have match of the night whenever that happens.
Oh, absolutely. Part 2 is going to
It's gonna be match of the night. Like it's gonna be DIY versus like AOP
Revival,
or DIY
AOP,
versus
American Alpha.
Yeah, it's gonna be major.
This I can't, and I love the way that they're doing this because they're taking different paths to lead to the same thing. GYV is basically going after everybody that's not taking wrestling serious. So,
my only thing, which I know we're going to talk about later, is where does Imperium fit into all of this?
To me personally, what I feel is that they're going to get because I'm pretty sure how it's looking right now, Legado del Fantasma is going to get the next title shot.
You think so? Oh, okay, yeah.
And then from there, I think Imperium goes in, and I think that they put MSK to the test. I think that they have a drag out brawl with MSK, but that's going to continue to put them like as MSK is going to have fantastic matches. So that's how I'll look at that. But the good thing about it is that they're not NXT isn't being trigger happy with these matchups. Like they're giving everything time to breathe because they could have easily said, MSK is coming out to defend titles every week. It's like, no, they're building story behind every matchup, and I love it. So, but of course, it's no surprise that GYV went over on this match. Again, I just wish that Breezango got more serious. Like again, I love their interests. Go ahead.
Y'all kind of brought it up earlier, and y'all are right. Everybody who went up and came back have been more serious, except them. They have been the only ones that has been very antic heavy, and they haven't been as serious as they need to.
Well, there was one time. I mean, of course, when they came back, they were still doing the goofy stuff. But once they won the tag titles, they looked more serious.
Yeah,
especially with when they had that feud with Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. They looked more serious. But once they lost, it's almost as if they just didn't give a shit. Say, oh yeah, we lost the titles. Okay, back to our funny shit. I thought that was going to be the catalyst that allowed them to get more serious moving forward. Saying, hey, we're not taking shit no more. We're not allowing this. We're going to just fuck shit up. But they didn't. It's almost as if they didn't care that they lost the titles. But, hey, hopefully it gets better on their end. But until then, the tag team division is good, even without Breezango. So
small sidebar, just for a fun fact. I watched NXT live on Tuesday, but I just went to Hulu, and they still put in the fuckery.
Really?
It's only an hour long, and guess what? Great match got nixed from Hulu's hour long of NXT.
No.
Yep, this one right here, Grizzled Young Vets versus Breezango.
Huh.
Wow.
Which is why. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that because it plays to GYV's like just whole storyline.
So they had the bit with O'Reilly and Grimes because of course that became your main event. Let's see here. They had LA Knight versus Loomis. Then they jumped from that to the Shirai interview. And then, because they do the Io Shirai interview. Yeah, and then they jump straight to Saray and Zoe Stark.
Huh. That's interesting.
And then it goes from Zoe Stark and Saray to Raquel and Raquel's interview with Dakota.
Hey, Raquel.
Hey, Raquel. And then
I mean, we ain't got there yet, but hey, Raquel.
Then we had Kushida, and then we had Kyle O'Reilly in his match. So that's like what, 5 matches, 6 matches? Yeah, 5 matches.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching on Hulu,
stop.
Stop because you're being cheated.
Stop.
Like they're screwing you. They really are.
Stop. Just don't ever watch it on Hulu.
But speaking of Saray and Zoe Stark, earlier on programming, it showed that that Stark requested a match with Saray.
Yep.
Which I'm all for.
I'm
all for.
I thought it was funny. Because I want to know who Saray was supposed to originally fight.
Was she supposed to originally go against somebody else?
Well, Stark has said, hey, I know she already might have an opponent, Mr. Regal, but I want to be the one to fight her.
Like, welcome her here.
Yeah. Like, so apparently she was already supposed to have a match. And Zoe just replaced Saray. I mean, replaced whoever to fight Saray.
I wonder if they're gonna play on that.
And I would say that was a damn good showing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now this is the thing I hate doing. I hate sending shots to other shows. AEW, this is how you book Japanese talent. I hate sending shots, but yeah, this was a damn good showing. But that Ty Conti and Sheeta match was fire though. But yeah, this was a damn good showing. And then once again, it doesn't hurt Stark because she's on the rise anyway. So it doesn't hurt her. And it damn sure made Saray look good. And
yes,
I was like, yeah.
Because the thing about this match is, one, again, they gave it time.
Yes.
They gave it time and they allowed everybody to see what Saray had rather than it just be a complete squash match against Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark also benefited from this because she was able to hang with Saray and be the person that is supposed to be stepping up and eventually contesting for the championship or a championship, regardless of whether it be tag or the women's NXT championship. Now, the good thing about this match, even after we got this match, we still had some more story that came into this. And with Zoe beating Tony at the pre-show at Stand and Deliver, we hadn't seen Tony
though.
And then once Zoe lost to Saray, she was greeted. And it sure enough was Tony time.
It was Tony time.
TT, if you will.
She came down and then she beat the brakes off Zoe Stark for a little bit. Only for Saray to kind of watch on, see what happened, and then kind of intervene.
Look, Saray was like, I ain't got nothing to do with this. But you ain't got to beat her up though.
And at first I was like, oh shit, we're gonna get a match between Saray and Tony Stark. But I was like, Tony Stark. Tony Storm.
I need to see Zoe Stark in Iron Man colors now.
It might happen.
Ooh.
It might happen.
Zoe, right? go holler at Johnny Gargano. Get you hooked up. But
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny be like, "Hey, yo, Stark, let me holler at you. The next time you fight at a takeover, rock the Iron Man colors. I got you. Even if you're not a comic book person, I got you."
Right?
Yeah, I don't think we get a match between Saray and Tony. I don't think this is leading up to that because I would hate for Tony to have to suffer a loss or another loss back to back. This is really only for like the Zoe Stark feud, and I think that is what's necessary to continue to build on this. Because it puts Zoe Stark in a notable feud finally, and it allows her to not have to worry about taking all these type of matches to basically get her feet wet somewhere. Like, this puts her name on the board now. So kudos to Tony for coming back, and kudos to Zoe, because clearly Tony's getting that win back. She did the job for Zoe. Cool. She's like, yo, I'm getting this win back, and I'm putting myself back basically putting myself back with a seat at the table. So good shit for Saray. Also, another week without Xia Li.
Yeah.
No mention, no nothing. But this reminds me of like old school NXT where people would be off TV, they wouldn't talk about him. All of a sudden, bam, they just
come back. Yeah.
So
they're
cool on that end.
How they could possibly potentially move her from Kaden Carter, Casey Catanzaro situation. So I wouldn't be surprised if she just pop up on the NXT and she might be fighting somebody differently. Who knows?
Makes sense. And I'd be perfectly down with that. But I think, was this around the time where they had the interview with or was this it may have been after, I believe.
What?
The interview between with Raquel.
I mean, we can go and talk about it right now. You know
Fair
what I'm saying? Let me get in my low, deep radio voice. Hey, Raquel, I see you there with that championship shining on your shoulders and everything. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look here, mama. You can't do nothing wrong in my eyes. You make that championship look good, girl. Raquel, I am here for whatever you do. Whatever you do. Whatever. May your title reign be long and prosperous. I hope you don't even go to the main roster.
I mean, she going.
I hope you don't even go there. Don't even listen to him. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Keep going.
Don't listen to him either. Look, don't listen to neither one. I'm pointing every direction. Raquel Gonzalez, though. Big mommy cool. I see you over there too, Dakota. I saw you too.
No, you took the words right out of my mouth. Because
I saw you too, Dakota.
Because look, Shotzi.
Big mommy cool, though.
No, but Shotzi. You know that you're bae. But Dakota was looking.
I mean,
as always.
Dakota, though.
I don't know. I think that Jackie just hung off her shoulder just right on that interview or something.
It's something.
Something just like I was watching Raquel talk, and then I looked at Dakota. I was like, Dakota though. But
I mean,
it's been a little bit cute since she was a face. So
yes,
you know what? Yeah. You know what? Dakota got some justice. You know, she was like that spin boy jobber, and now look at her.
First ever NXT Women's Tag Team Champ. So,
yep,
making landmarks.
There you go.
But
this interview was basically meant to set up a feud.
Yeah,
clearly with Mercedes Martinez, because she came in and Martinez just like she got the chops to come on and just be intimidating and just let people know it's like, yo, I want something, you got it. We need to run this or something about to happen.
Oh, Mercedes, I saw you too. I saw you too, girl.
Now, I don't know.
I would speak on Indy, but I don't want Dexter to come after me.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I don't want Dexter to come after me.
Not them Stilly Blues or the way that Jaeger says it, a cop just waiting for a reason.
Yeah, you know.
And with recent court proceedings, I think that's
out. You know. I see you too, Indy. Didn't you know? I see you too.
Yo, NXT in general, though, you know.
I mean, NXT women, though.
Jay, Trips knows who he's signing contracts too.
I want to see this batch of like mostly women that are coming out.
I mean,
we're getting a little preview with Frankie and Saray. I want to see what this like. They said it was mostly women, right, Scoot?
Yeah, it was mostly women in this class.
Now,
and, technically, Zoe Stark is one, and what was it? Gigi Allen? She was technically one too.
Okay. And then who's one of our guys? Like LA Knight.
LA Knight was one. The guy that they showed at Takeover, the Olympian, he's one. There was another one. The one that they were basically almost calling Brock Lesnar 2.0. I can't think of his name, but he was another one.
Oh, the guy with like an actual professional wrestler name.
I think it was like Parker Badeau or something like that.
It was something. I don't want to say generic, but it was like, you can tell that's like a pro wrestler name.
But yeah, so I can't wait to see Dakota and Mercedes and just have my heart full of admiration for the women of NXT.
Yeah, now I don't know if they're planting the seeds for like a Dakota and Raquel split. It doesn't seem like it, but I think like they're gonna keep alluding to it as if like just to throw us off like it's gonna happen.
I think it might happen only for the fact of the whole she might get tired of quote unquote Dakota speaking for her. And that might be the cause of the split.
Well, who comes out of it? I guess that would mean that
I was thinking that they were going to chop it up to the whole we talk that Dakota's doing because like so then like, I think Raquel's going to like turn on her at one point and be like, "You mean me, right? You keep saying we, but I won, damn it.
I'm the one that did it." Yeah. I guess Raquel would be the face in all this after that happens. Is during the split, I guess Dakota would be, like you said, Jaeger, the heel that orchestrates that whole deal. So
yeah,
and I like Dakota as a heel. So and with the showing of I'll call it the Champions Summit between Raquel, Rhea, and Bianca. She looked more of a face right then and there. So
she did. She kind of looked very face-esque.
So we'll say that's what's going to happen. And now she's facing a heel in Martinez. So Martinez showed up, and then after that, Mercedes cut another promo by herself, basically stating that, okay, well, since your little chihuahua wants to talk for you, I'm gonna go ahead and take that out, and then there's no way for you to dodge me. So clearly, we're seeing Dakota lose to Mercedes.
Dakota Kai has a perfect description of a chihuahua. Just letting you know that.
Well, I like her bark and her bite. So.
Oh, you had a bite there, did you?
Up in here.
Where was that? Was that on only or?
In my imagination.
We need to look at Lips DMs here. He might be sending some wild shit.
No, I mean I would judge, but Shotzi, you already know.
No, I think the only DM I sent to a professional wrestler was to who the fuck did I send that to? Because it was a long time ago. We matched on like OK Cupid, but it wasn't her. It was somebody like gimmicking her likeness, so to speak.
I thought I was talking to a professional wrestler for a second on some Instagram DMs. And then I realized there wasn't a blue check mark there, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
I was like, I brought up, like the biggest thing was I brought up their significant other, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, who?" I was like, "What? What do you mean who?"
It's like, yeah, that's a big red flag. If you don't know who your significant other is.
Like, huh? You're sure that you're okay? Like DMing like rando marks, and then they're like, yeah, it's fine. Like, who are you talking about though? I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it was good old Celeste Bonnet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, she never responded. She never even seen it. So she don't realize that she got.
Don't let Big E come after you now. I ain't saying that's Big E's lady, but you know her and Big E cool.
No, so, hey, E.
Next thing you know, you're gonna hear a knock at your door, and it's gonna be Lip Dizzle.
You about to get your ass kicked, player.
I'd be like, wait, first before that happened, let's toast up real quick, have a shot, couple drinks, and then we can run this. But first, let's have a gentlemanly sit down before we throw down.
Oh shit, that's how you gonna hear.
I can actually see you being like, yeah, all right.
Exactly. And I'll be like, yo, we'll do this shit on a new day.
Oh. and that's going to be through a table for making that fucking
but to continue on to some other cool shit, Kushida, this is what Kushida needed to be doing.
I am going to drop a statement before you finish.
Go ahead.
I am 100% loving the fact Kushida is cruiserweight champion.
Yes.
He is the cruiserweight champion that I did not know I needed. Like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I never thought to put Kushida in that frame because he was mainly going for like the mid-card title type situation.
True.
But Kushida as cruiserweight champion, money.
It's a perfect transition from what Santos was doing as a heel champion to this, because now you go from heel champion to a fighting champion. And that's not to say that Santos wasn't a fighting champion, but he was a heel, so you're not really going to get that aspect. So to go from this to Kushida being that is fucking perfect, because it almost mirrors what Darby Allin is doing as TNT champion. You know, coming out there and wanting to just defend that title. And I liked it. And I love the fact that it was birthed out of how Kushida won the title in an open challenge. And to carry that on is fucking perfect. Now, watch next week. He may be like, "Fuck it, there's no more open challenge." But
next week is that 6-man tag match that.
Oh, that's right. The week after.
Yeah,
but Kushida goes up against Orny Loken, who answered the call, and this match, perfect match to start off his title defenses.
You know, I'm glad that he became a champion, Orny Loken, in some form, because man's put on solid matches.
Yes,
and absolutely. Boy, he be laying it in.
It sucks. It sucks for him in this capacity because I don't think that he's going to go any further. I think he has a ceiling, which sucks because of the fact that I think that he seems so generic at times.
He does.
So it sucks for him, but he does good shit.
Because even Kushida took a picture of his chest and put it on Instagram, and he was like, if this is what I'm gonna have to go through as being cruiserweight champion, bring it on. He was like, let's do it.
You know what, though? I just can't help but notice that all these things started going right for Kushida once he changed his gear.
I mean,
and it's steadily changing.
I mean, I don't know. I liked the Marty McFly look. I liked that it stood out.
Yeah.
Because now I'm always rocking this white and orange time splitter on the butt. Like, it doesn't really if I introduce somebody to NXT next Tuesday and they say Kushida and they're gonna be asking me questions like, why does it say time splitter on his butt? Why does he have a move called the flux capacitor? Oh, actually, that's Frankie Kazarian. But
hoverboard lock.
Like, you know what I mean, though? It's like what is this time relation? And I'm gonna have to like.
Speaking of, I'm glad
10.
you said it. Cornette and them couldn't figure it out, especially when he was rocking the jeans. They couldn't put 2 and 2 together that he was doing the Marty McFly gimmick.
They can't figure the Marty McFly gimmick.
I think Brian Last was kind of piecing it together, but for the longest they kept saying, "Why is Kushida out there wrestling in jeans?" And they couldn't put it together that he was doing a Marty McFly inspired.
Like the red vest, the jeans, none of that. None of that.
Like I said,
boots themselves.
Like I said, Brian Last kind of was saying it, but they couldn't pinpoint the fact that he was doing.
He's rocking the vest. He's wearing the jeans.
They couldn't put 2 and 2 together, apparently, that he was doing a Marty McFly.
I mean,
wrestling look.
I can see Cornette going like this. Is this a reference? I think it's a time cop reference. Like, no.
He said time cop.
Jean-Claude Van Dumbass? No, it's not a time cop.
Love it. Love it.
If I ever get to call Cornette Jean-Claude Van Dumbass in person, I will probably immediately run. Not from Cornette, just from like the horde of his like fans.
Yes, the horde will get you.
I mean, Cornette.
I just don't want to be jumped, guys. I feel like the three of us could like take like most of them, but
all.
Okay,
yeah.
We're gonna get bruised.
This reminds me of there's that I don't know what con it was, but there's like a picture of like somebody cosplaying as a green ranger and a white ranger, and they're surrounded by everybody being in cosplay. That's how I would view that. So
that'd be cool.
Bring it. It's like bring it. But yeah, Kushida successfully defends his title, as he should. I think this is a good setting for him, and I think this is going to be a good title run and title reign for Kushida moving forward, because there doesn't need to be any immediate like ultimate challenge for him that could jeopardize his title reign. I think him just basically getting in the ring and actually having solid matches with people for the Cruiserweight Championship just makes the most sense, and it makes for good TV. So Kushida, this is where you belong at the moment. You're probably going to get higher than that, but right now, this is where I see you fitting, because before it sucked for you because you kept losing the matches that mattered and winning the matches that were nothing. But this for you, my friend, is what matters. I really don't care to talk about, matter of fact. So here's what happened. So Imperium had a match. And they won their match. So after their match, Drake Maverick decided to come out and try to get some revenge for what Imperium.
Who did Imperium fight again?
Doesn't matter. They won their match. So what happened? What happened?
I'm just curious to know who did they fight?
I know, like who did they fight?
Oh, it didn't. It was like one of them squash matches. They had some random, probably some country bumpkins from Florida that came in, got a quick paycheck. But this was mainly to feed a story. Drake Maverick came out and he tried to get revenge for what they did to damn, y'all get me like forgetting what was going on.
Maverick's partner, wasn't that Killian Dane?
Yeah, there you go, Killian Dane. There we go. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm just sorry I was drawing blanks, for a lot of things. But Killian Dane comes out and he has it's a split second stare down with Wolf, but then puts his hand. I was like, hey, no, let him go, which is weird. because you just got beat down last week and you're going to be trying to keep the peace. So that's something that kind of stood out to me. And then he carried Drake Maverick off. And then Imperium got back all in the ring, and then they stood in unison and then walked off. And that's how that whole like scenario ended. There was no match. They just came in, beat down some people, and then that was that. But I will say this. Fuck Everrise. It just came to mind. Just figured that I'd say fuck Everrise just because
that's who they fought.
Imperium fought, isn't it?
Hey, I bet your heart slightly dropped that Everrise almost won that match too, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Probably did. They probably did.
My heart dropped when they showed up on my screen, and I was like, damn, it was a nice vacation that I had without seeing them. But fuck Everrise. They got an L on their record again, like they need it, because it's all they deserve. It's just L's up the ass. Take all your L's, Everrise. Stay off my TV. Matter of fact, go get suspended like Charlotte and go chill with her. Y'all do that. Y'all do that.
When did Charlotte get suspended? On Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the next day, she put out some spicy Instagram pics.
Did she? Did she? She was like, well, I guess I figured out what I'm going to do on vacation then.
She was some kind of a photo shoot. She rocked like white on white, but the white blazer, though, like came out right around here, like just showed just enough. No, I mean, like that's how the photo shoot looked. It was just like, it was like the blazer just opened up perfectly right there, and then that was it. Like she's wearing pants and that one blazer.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Okay, Charlotte trying to get her sexy on.
I mean, you should see her start trying to like type in Spanish or something, right?
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Let me see. When was that day though?
Charlotte, you have fun with all that. After you want to go live your life on Instagram, take all the spicy pictures you want. Go live your life. I think you can benefit from all that. Have fun. Stay off my TV though. But go have fun. Go have fun. Enjoy. Matter of fact, get all sexy for Andrade and show him some good loving. He deserves it. Andrade.
Yeah, 3 days ago. And today's Thursday. So probably the day. Oh, it was the day of her getting suspended.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Oh yeah. And then it said right back on my worst behavior. And then it had a diamond there. And then it said #top tier.
In what?
That's a great question.
Because I know. It can be in wrestling because I know Io Shirai is, she God tier in NXT. We got Sasha. Sasha is the best women's wrestler in the world. Then you got Bianca, who is elevating. You got Bayley, who that's top tier.
Like Bianca and Bayley are like king tier, but then what's a king to a god?
What's a king to a god?
I
guess Charlotte must be that non-believer.
She must be.
Well, I'm a non-believer in Charlotte, so yeah.
I like it.
This man's talking spicy.
But hey, fuck Everrise.
Hey, is your smoke detector going off, fam?
Yo, he if he was.
I'm supposed to be the one bringing the smoke to people. Like shit, I'm gonna let you have it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Ever since Legado del Fantasma made the turn, I had a lot of space for hate. So basically, Charlotte and Everrise are just getting the residuals from that because I got plenty now.
Well, see, the thing is, we can even take Everrise out of it.
You're right.
Everrise is in a point to where they will never, ever be liked by you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure at one point you liked Charlotte.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Charlotte.
You know
Okay.
what? I was cool with Charlotte up until she beat Asuka.
Here's the problem.
Mine's actually happened before then.
Damn.
Yeah, it happened before then.
My problem with Charlotte didn't start with Charlotte. It started with the way that she was being booked.
Yes.
But from her being booked and then to her feeding into that as though she did all these amazing things, as if she wasn't placed in certain positions.
But
that's where, it turned completely.
But then she said she didn't ask for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She may not have asked for it, but she damn sure embraced it. It's not like how Cena, Reigns. It's not like Cena, Reigns, and other people that get put in positions or, whatever the case is. Because Reigns was pushed to the fucking moon against all adversity. Like WWE didn't care. You boo him all you want. We still going to keep pushing him.
Your boos.
Yeah. But he transitioned and now he's in a favorable position and not only just in the back with the company, but with fans alike. Charlotte, it's a general consensus. Like, leave just for a little bit or change your character.
Take a hike. Come back. Go have a kid. Come back. You'll be loved.
Yeah, like Ronda.
Or Becky.
Or Becky.
I mean, look, man, if she took enough time off and came back, I don't really see her like coming back hated,
No, she could definitely win favor moving forward, but it just really depends on her attitude and the way that she's positioned. But anytime she leaves, it's like with Roman. Roman was automatically placed into like a title position. Same thing with Cena. But it's, she's not trying to put people over.
You just can't be calling yourself #top tier after you said you don't want all the shit you've got.
Yeah, I mean, again, Charlotte, there's a lot you can do to get back into good graces of I'm not even talking just for me, I'm just meaning fans in general. But you're not doing it. So that's why I'm gonna say get off my TV. But to continue on to some good shit, Cameron Grimes and Kyle O'Reilly had one nice match. And I enjoyed it because I enjoy the character work between both Kyle O'Reilly as well as Cameron Grimes. And this is another match that basically really showcased Kyle O'Reilly for the most part. And before we get into that, just a stare down between Kyle O'Reilly and Karrion Kross was nice because that showed me at the very beginning, okay, this is why Kyle O'Reilly makes sense, even with his goofy gimmick, because of how well he can go, like the intensity that he shows when he knows it's game time. So when this match happened, it was the same thing. They gave them time. This showcased how well Grimes is, and Grimes and O'Reilly actually worked very, very well together. Now, I don't know if that's just because of how O'Reilly is in the ring or if they just have that awesome chemistry, but I think that may be a thing with a lot of NXT talent. I think they just have that camaraderie that allows them to just have that chemistry. But this match was another one that just was no surprise.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I don't like about this is Kyle's finisher.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be something that could be delivered in a different way, but it's just like it's a diving knee, and I don't like it. It doesn't seem that effective.
Isn't it a play on like the knee that he did against Adam Cole?
True.
Well, that was like his finisher before, except when he was with So when he was with Fish, they did the high low. And then they remixed the high low with Strong, but solo wise, that was kind of like his de facto finisher. Solo wise,
Huh?
Yeah, I just feel like it could be done, like because I mean, just coming from the top rope and then doing it, it like even when it hits, like I can't see. Oh shit, you know, him and Cross going against each other, and like him hitting out on Cross, and then and then all of a sudden it's like I can't look at it and be like, yeah, I don't see Cross losing. Like I'm looking at it like, all right, what else you got, you know? But I mean, still a fantastic match, you know, a fantastic showing off of O'Reilly. Like this, every match that O'Reilly has up at like even from his first match with Finn, I'm looking at O'Reilly like, yo, you belong. I mean, I'm not even talking like as far as character. I just mean like in ring ability, like you belong up there, like with Finns, with Crosses, with Duns, Coles, you know, whoever. Because he like his intensity that he has in that ring, and that's where I agree with Cornette when he said the same thing about Riddle, like him wanting Riddle to have that. I like that's the intensity that Kurt Angle showed when he was doing the wrestling machine gimmick, and it was just like, you know, when he just came in and said, "Hey, fuck all the bullshit. I'm just here to fuck shit up and submit somebody." Tap. So
that's how Riddle came into this.
Huh?
I feel like that's how Riddle should have came in when he moved into the main roster.
Yeah, that should have been, because he was doing perfectly fine in NXT. Like when he was having his matches, yeah, he would still have fun, but he wouldn't be too goofy. He would do things here and there. But once he got in the ring, like for instance, the takeover match, the opening takeover match that he had with Roddy.
Yeah.
Fantastic match.
Yeah.
I love that match. So it's like that's all you need. You don't have to do too many things with Riddle. Like Riddle can handle his own shit perfectly fine.
Like building with Goldberg for no reason.
a match that still hasn't been showcased. Not that we need it, but I mean, hey.
No, because it probably lasts 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
And in favor of Goldberg.
Oldberg.
Oldberg. There we go.
Step earlier, Oldberg.
But yeah, O'Reilly one clean on this one. You know, bad knee and all. I'm gonna say that until like I see it differently. But yeah, the main thing that stood out to me outside of the match being a nice match is the stare down between Cross and O'Reilly. And I love the fact of how Cross doesn't need to just be there like that. Like he just in those small little moments where he just shows, I got this title. I really don't have to do much. Like I'm not Balor. I don't have to come out and call out anybody. You want it, you know where to find me, you know who you are. But I'm gonna watch everything.
Yeah.
So shout out to Cross for being a different type of champion.
I like that Cross did that. At the same time, I feel like it could have been just as effective if it was just Scarlett that did it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I really do like her as like a, what am I thinking of here? Like an envoy of doom, if that makes sense. Yeah, just like she's like the woman that provides the foreshadowing. Like your time's coming up, but it might not go in your favor.
Tick tock.
Tick tock.
But yeah, it didn't. NXT didn't go off like with any type of gimmick or anything. They didn't go off with any type.
It didn't need to.
And yeah, correct. It did not need to at all. And I think that's a good thing. It's good, like, because you don't have to worry about having every show go off the air like that because it's not necessary.
True.
So yeah, a solid episode from NXT. I'm cool with it. I got nothing against it. A few things I could have done without, but it's not something that really like hurt the show in any way. Like even with the Frankie Monet, even with Avarise being on there, none of this situations.
Thing you couldn't live without though for that NXT night.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done without them. Yeah, absolutely. But it didn't hurt.
Exactly.
It didn't hurt the overall experience. But now we get into AEW.
I could change my name to Everrise on here.
Yeah, don't do that.
Scooter ever.
It'll be like something like Ever Scoot or something like that.
Whoa.
But yeah, we don't.
Let me back on that right quick.
You know what, Lip? You're the one that said it, not us. You know.
No, I'm just telling because that's how he would probably do it. But either way, we had.
But I like joining the Scoot order though. That one's nice.
Join the Scoot order.
Yeah.
Member case applications are accepted daily.
Do we have any AEW news at all?
Nothing that I really.
Yeah, I don't think that anything ever came up on that end. But we did have a super solid episode of Dynamite. I enjoyed Dynamite. There are some things, of course, that I could have done without.
I missed the first hour.
The first hour.
That's some good matches in that first hour.
Yeah. We started off. We started off with Hangman and Ricky Starks. A
pattern, if I can just interject real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like Hangman and the Bucks love going first.
To kind of set the tone of the show?
Yeah, because every match that I see with the Bucks, unless it's like a 6-man tag or something or other, I don't see. And I mean, last week alone was proof of this. Like, that was a championship match, and they still went first. But the Bucks they've always opened the night.
Yeah, because even on the first Dynamite, Cody opened up with Sammy.
That's true.
So yeah, Elite's just getting all the good stuff in the beginning. Not a problem because hey, I'm always cool with the
merely an observation.
Yeah, now that's another thing is if we talk about like rankings because they keep doing this whole thing with Hangman being like he's ranked number 1.
They keep calling him number 1.
Yeah, which is to me, I don't know how good that is for them to keep saying that because if that's the case, then he should be competing for the AEW championship.
But anytime they bring that up, like last week, like Hangman just dodges it or runs away from it.
Yeah, and that will be perfectly fine. You know what? No, let me take that back because I guess it makes sense because since the rankings they're not designated between each belt, both belts are within that ranking system, so he can technically compete for whatever title he wants to compete for.
Yeah.
So I guess in that sense, I guess it makes sense. Now I will get into the whole championship thing and the ranking system when we get into the elite segment. Because now I have a bit of a change in stance now in terms of like Omega and what he's doing, but that's for later. But this match, Hangman and Starks, I liked for the fact because Starks got some more shine, and I'm starting to see a going trend with the guys from Team Taz. Because it's starting to feel like they're not getting their dues from being for the record and whatnot. And now one thing I will say about this, because I did say that Ricky was one of the people that I saw as their future 4 or 5 guys. And I still see that in him, but I don't see that in him like for right now. Now I can see him getting like the TNT championship, but that's about as far as I see him going at the present moment.
Kind of see him taking that FTW championship.
Oh,
from like Cage or something. Now, whether that be in a fuck you way or not, I don't know. But I kind of see him becoming the new belt carrier.
I could see that, and I could have seen that even before then, but it's weird now because at first I was like, all right, they're going to be a split with Cage leaving and turning face, but now it's starting to seem like they might have some their solidarity back.
It looks like they recovered. Yeah.
Because now granted he did take his time coming out at the end when now, because of course, just for the record, this match was good between Starks and Page. Page, which he did something that I haven't seen before. I mean, maybe y'all have seen it before, but to do the fall away slam into a bridge for a pin, that's the first time that I've seen that.
I can't think of nobody.
Seen it.
Yeah. But that's what I like about
that might have
What
been New Japan days, but I think I've seen it before.
From Page or just anybody else?
From Page.
Okay.
Like I said, it could have been New Japan days, but I want to say that I had seen it before. It's still an amazing move, like nonetheless. Yeah. But still, now I got to go look that one up.
Yeah, and I like that's what I like about Page's offense. It's like there's a lot of consistency within his offense because he uses the fall away slam a lot, and the way that he delivers his clotheslines is fantastic. And now I will get into like the consistency portion of like people's offense when we talk about the women's championship match, but that's later. But this match was a good showing for Starks. I mean, you're not about to have Page lose anytime soon, if at all, this year, because
not without a screwy finish.
Correct. Right. And yeah, I think he may end up going as far as all the way to, the AEW Championship match whenever that happens. Because I can't even say if it's going to be an AEW Championship match. It may just be for the TNT title. But even I don't see that happening. But that's still, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to put a timeline on this, when we eventually see Page versus Omega. Like, are we thinking a year? Are we thinking 6 months? Because eventually people are going to start pressing him more and more like, Page, you're the number one guy right now. Why aren't you like going for the belt or at least some kind of belt? Like, yeah, like I can definitely see Dark Order pushing him, like being the friends that they are with him right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that too because I feel like there's a lot of strength with him being around Dark Order, which I mean at this point now it seems like he's a part of it, but just not saying anything or acknowledging it rather.
You know what? He's not an employee; he's contract labor.
That's a funny way of saying we're not friends, but we're associates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, of course.
I'm not your friend, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
I'm not your guy, chief.
But yeah, Hangman wins. Taz gets on the mic and says that Hangman got lucky and that he should watch his back sooner than later, right now. And of course, sets up, for Hook to come in and chop block him. And then he gets, he held his own against Hook and Starks for a little bit. And then they got the better of him. Then Cage came out, taking his time, of course. No Hobbs coming out for this, which is weird, but whatever.
I thought it was fun because they announced he had a match later.
I mean, hey, if I'm part of a squad, it's like, yo, I don't care if I got a match.
That's
coming out handling business.
That's very fair.
Because, I mean, shit, hey, Sting's out there all the time, even when it's not necessary. But we'll get into that shit later, too.
I have a gripe.
You and me both. But Dark Order comes out and they make the save. So clearly that's going to lead to something. Dark Order is getting into a feud just everywhere.
They're going to fight every faction before the year is over.
I'm down with it. They need to have like a faction elimination where it's like, okay, if y'all lose, y'all faction has to disband. Almost like a Crisis on Infinite Earths, DC style, or Secret Wars, just to eliminate some shit. I wouldn't be
surprised if they try to do it with the Factory and the Family.
Please, can they let them eliminate each other?
Let's take it a step further. They're probably going to do it between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle.
That's a thing too.
Like you said it yourself, Liv, that or I'm sorry, Scoot. Like y'all don't see Pinnacle lasting out the year.
I don't.
If you don't see it lasting out the year, I mean, then they got to disband. They might as well disband in a match.
I don't want it to happen. I like the Pinnacle.
As much as we do like the Pinnacle, I feel like MJF just needs to be his own, like with Wardlow, but just he needs to be his own. Like you can keep FTR and Shawn and then throw in Cody or throw in even Dustin, but make a 4 horsemen. I like the idea. I've always been on board with that idea. This Pinnacle thing, I feel like this Pinnacle thing is just that MJF right now has a personal vendetta against Chris Jericho, so he wanted to make a team.
And just using them to, I mean, that
like, the means to an end. Like the Pinnacle is just a means to an end.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah, no, I mean, MJF has never like. Look, I mean, let me be the mark and like call him out by the kayfabe, but MJF's character has never cared about anybody but one person, MJF
himself. Yeah.
So why in the blue hell would he try and make a family aside from personal vendettas like with Chris?
Yeah, because he is throwing the whole family thing, or you know what? Well, yeah, we're gonna get into that when that happens. Because I'm glad you brought that up because that does raise a couple eyebrows. So
right.
As the night carried on, we went from one match to the next, and that was
Penta,
Penta versus Trent.
Trent?
Which is the way that everybody's saying it now. Trent?
Yeah, freaking
really.
When Justin Roberts did that, I was like, that's new. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was like, wait, the question mark.
Why they announcing his name like a question?
Yeah. Because he lost the last name Beretta somewhere along the lines. I mean, what how did he lose that name?
I don't fucking know. I mean, it could be a WWE thing. WWE had him as Trent Beretta, but
I don't know if he had that name himself though. Maybe that was it. Is that he had Trent Beretta under a WWE name, so he just goes by Trent.
But I don't ever remember them to recently saying his name like a question.
Oh no! That definitely felt brand new last night.
Yeah, it's definitely new.
Like I said, I didn't catch up on Dynamite until Sheeta and Conti.
Oh no, I've been around for all the Dynamites, and they've never said Trent. They've always they said Trent.
I remember them saying his name like a question.
Exactly. they never had like announced him like as a question before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I don't know,
guys. I gotta say it. The song is great, but I'm not on board with "Where Is My Mind" being played for the Best Friends.
Oh, I thought that was whatchamacallit song. I thought that was Statlander song.
Oh, I thought that was Orange Cassidy's song.
Oh shit! Well,
yeah. You see, but then they come out. They had the Best Friends come out to that song too. So honestly, I liked the Best Friends' very original, very them like entrance music.
Yeah.
If they would keep "Where Is My Mind" maybe for Orange Cassidy and Statlander, that's fine. But Orange Cassidy even himself had his own promo. Or I'm sorry, his own entrance music.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know. Like Tony Khan is getting a little happy with buying all these music rights.
Hey, he got the money for it, so
only because I'm thinking about it, and we're here because you said Tony Khan buying the music rights. I love Jungle Boy's song is like older than him.
Oh yeah,
like I love that.
It was on Dark when it was first aired, I think.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
Taz immediately like popped for it because I don't think they told Taz that he was coming out to the music. He was just like, All right,
Yeah, it's like I like how Jungle Boy's song is like older than him. Like that's amazing.
Like that was, I was just like, Taz like literally just marked out for a song. But all right, no, I think him or Excalibur mentioned that too. Like that song is older than him.
You know, like I like that song is older than him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we can ever expect a bad match from Trent. Like, I don't think ever.
Let's just go ahead and agree that we could say the same for Penta. Though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, first off, with Penta, with the way that he can pull off moves just on the fly, fantastic. Right. The way that he went, like, did a springboard into the destroyer.
Yes. Oh my god.
Crazy. Then basically doing the same thing. I forgot what he transitioned from, but going from that to like the weird pump handle slam that he did. Just fucking fluid. What I could have done without, just two things on both sides. One, I could have done without Alex. Like his voice reminds me of how annoying Leo Rush was for Bobby Lashley.
Oh, okay.
Like just him being, it's just weird. Because like it for me, like he doesn't fit into like the Death Triangle mode. Like they have like this whole different field, and when you bring him in there, it's like this weird like cheesy mouthpiece for like all the wrong reasons. And then with Trent can't stop touching his hair after every move. It's like he's trying to like fix his hair every time.
It's not his hair; it's that headband.
Yeah, it's just weird.
No, because I think he's got a thing about his receding hairline. Like I think he's very self-conscious about that.
Because he just like
he constantly checks that headband.
Yes, like I'm saying, because I had to stop, like, because it took me out of the match a few times. I'm just sitting there like, because I watched him do it in like a transition of moves, and every time he hit the ground, it was like the same thing, and just did this every time. I'm like, stop it, just stop it,
just stop touching your hair.
It's okay, Trent. It's okay, man.
As much as I don't know, man. I'm on the other side of the fence with the Alex thing. Like, I kind of like it. But at the same time, though, Penta didn't need a translator before.
Yeah, and it for me, it would be better had this not been them being a part of Death Triangle. If this was just a separate thing, then cool. But because they're kind of correlating it, it's like it takes away from the feel of what Death Triangle is.
Not only, I just thought about it. Alex, and I've mentioned this before, Alex has been part of the Dark Order. Like, up until this shit, he was part of, like, he was BTE part of Dark Order. But again, he drank it and he secretly wore the shirts.
Yeah, see?
Well, I guess if you never watched BTE, I guess you will never have to question it.
Fair enough. But I was like, the fuck?
But Alex causes a distraction. Huh?
I was like, it's 20 minutes out of your day. Just watch BTE, guys. It's on.
No, BTE is nice. I just haven't been caught up. But yeah, Trent gets distracted by Alex, and then he gets hit over the head with the microphone, and that causes Penta to take advantage of that and get the win.
I did like the mama joke, though. I'll say that one. The mama.
Oh, yeah. It was like, you know what Penta says? Penta says, you suck, your best friends suck, Orange Cassidy sucks, and your mom, Sue.
Yeah.
She I think he said she sucks most of them all or something like that.
Yeah.
Or she sucks the most.
Wow.
I was like, well, you can't be bad mouthing Sue like that.
Nah. I thought Trent was going to come away with a W, and then the fuckery happened.
Yes, and Orange got a nice little behind the back super kick for his troubles. So
I still think one of the best moments in AEW, I'll say probably in 2020 was when Ray Phoenix caught Orange Cassidy with that flying dragon kick out of nowhere.
Oh yeah,
that was still one of the greatest moments. That I was like, shit.
Yeah.
No,
you know what? I'll actually, to me at least, I'll put Ember Moon's like drop kick on Candice LeRae from a couple weeks ago. That one was like just because of like not. I honestly, I'll just give that to the camera angle alone. Like that shit looked like it came legitimately out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the NXT still killing it with the camera angles. Well, I mean that's still a WWE thing, so I think that all
no. WWE. I'm sorry, NXT don't do all them frantic ass camera cuts.
Oh, that's true. Like, because I mean, WrestleMania was like the pinnacle, no pun intended, the pinnacle of like what they
of
all their little jump cuts with the cameras.
Dude,
they got action movie happy.
I can see people having epilepsy off of that shit. Like, it's like
true.
Camera 3, camera 5, camera 3, camera 5, camera 3, camera 3, camera 3, camera 3. Stay on camera 3, camera 5. All right, now camera 8. It's like no, like
that's Kevin Dunn, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But ironically enough, to segue from the pinnacle of what they have in their camera angles at WWE, we get into the first of a few stable interviews. The first being the Pinnacle, JR sitting down with the Pinnacle, which to me, this was, if we're talking about Inner Circle, and which, matter of fact, we'll just talk about both of them right now. But for me, out of the two between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle, this was the better of the two stable interviews. And for one, Wardlow got a chance to talk. Still good. Fantastic. I'm glad that they gave him a moment to actually speak because he sounded well. And I think he got his point across with that versus, I mean, Jake Hager talking. And but then you get MJF, who is, I mean, flawless on the mic, and the way that he's able to transition from that calm and then just amping it up.
Yeah. Irate yelling, like so he does that so well. Like I feel like the only way you can ever replicate that is if your dad was just really good at doing it to you or something. Like, that looks like shit he grew up with, you know? He's like, now Max, I see you got this A and B in like math and science, but what the fuck is this doing here in English?
This MJF is the perfect example of I learned it from watching you.
I learned it from watching you, okay?
Oh man, but yeah,
that's awesome.
Another notable thing. I don't know if this happened recently or if or if this is new. I mean, if it happened recently or if it's something that happened like previously. But Sean Spears is not blonde anymore.
No, I saw that myself and I was like, thank you. You listen to the internet. We're good here. Carry on.
He's probably laughing at Cody like, hey, Cody, look what I can do. You can't take that away now, can you?
No, right?
Yeah. Good fucking point, Sean. You listen to the fans. Cody, dye your hair back, please.
But yeah. No, you're good. But yeah, Inner Circle came out with to talk to Skivone, and Jericho was doing Jericho things, and it seemed like they tried to replicate, kind of mirror what the Pinnacle was doing in their interview by allowing Jericho to talk, then allowing Jake Hager to talk. Jake Hager should have never been on the mic. They should have went from Jericho to Santana, and then because when Santana got on the mic,
it got traction again. Yeah,
and that's why I was like, start letting Santana talk some more. You know?
Like, for real though, Santana's great on the mic. He needs to get it done.
And it's because Santana's almost like he has that same feel that the same feel that Kingston and Mox give off when they give like their promos or whatever, because it comes off as real every single time. And that's why I love that line that he said, hey, we at the brawl, we saw your blood, but at Blood and Guts, we're gonna see if you have heart. And I'm like, yo, that's like that.
Oh, dude, I thought you were gonna quote the other line he dropped that I thought was fire. He's like,
which one?
He's like, you got the numbers on us before, and that's what we would call smart. But where I come from, we call that bitch made.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, Santana. Like that's yes.
I was gonna say this, like, I would rather Santana's little part than what Jericho was saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If they would have had Santana just come and just cut a promo just like that, I would have been like, fine, because I don't, especially with that, especially when you have stables feuding, I don't think you need to have everybody there to talk. You can have just one person that can make an impact. And just, and be done with it. But they're gimmicking up for Blood and Guts, which is cool, but
Do you all agree with Jericho's promo last week being called the Immortal promo?
No.
Wait, really?
That's what the
Jay Arthur out there last on AEW, like a couple of people like labeled it the Immortal promo apparently.
New to me. Huh.
Last night was the first time I heard it. I was just I did not. I was like, really? Who called it that? Because I never heard it called that the whole time. Like, I thought it was a good promo, but I didn't think it was like God tier.
No, I think
that.
I also found it hilarious that Jericho asked Sammy Guevara for a translation on a word.
I know, right?
Like, aside from the fact that Sammy and myself share a name and a hometown, like I was just like, you got Santana and Ortiz here, who speak Spanish throughout promos.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think you want to give Sammy something to do.
He gave him one word. Here's your line, Sammy. Just say this word in Spanish.
Yeah, but as far as like immortal promos, I'm pretty sure Jericho's the second Dynamite episode when they introduced Inner Circle. I'm pretty sure that promo may have been better than that.
Yeah,
but hey,
I would agree.
But ironically enough, in between these two promos, well, first let's get into this. Do we still think Pinnacle's going over at Blood and Guts?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to say yes, but I want to see how their parlay goes next week.
Oh, I forgot all of. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I could be wrong when this happens, but I think this may be completely unnecessary.
The parlay?
Yeah.
Probably.
I can agree with you on that.
But now again, it could be something awesome. But at first hand, me thinking about it right now, I'm like, I don't think we need it. We can just have both stables off TV for right now, So, yeah. Well, we'll have to see. But promos. As far as Pinnacle had the better promo as far as interview out of the two, but still good on both ends because Wardlow got a chance to speak, loved it, and Santana got a chance to drop some bombs, loved that. But in between both of these interviews, we had the AEW Women's Championship match with Hikaru Shida defending her AEW Women's Championship against Ty Conti. Now, as time had transpired up until this point, I've always said, hey, that title has to come off of Shida, and even last night I was thinking like, okay, well, hey, Ty should probably take it, and I wanted that because hey, there's a bias there, Ty.
Because Ty Conti though.
But as I watched this match, it showed me a lot of things, and that's Ty's not ready to be a champion yet.
I'm glad you saw it.
And the reason I say that is because just going back to what I was talking about with Hangman and saying how consistent his offense is. Her offense is not as consistent, and I feel like that's to her detriment because I feel like one, she doesn't have a set go-to move set. She has things that she's trying here and there, things that she's experimenting as she goes. And then during that time as well, she's overthinking like her spots. You can literally tell because she does this stutter step thing when she's in the ring and it's not as fluid. But then there are moments within the match that I saw where she had these flurries where like she was on point and she knew what she was doing and it came up. And then you have other moments where it's like it kind of slowed down because it's like she was trying to remember her spots every single time for the most part. Now, she did definitely look good. Now, I think that once she gets that shit down, once she has a designated moveset of shit that she can go to and that she can call like on the fly, she'll be perfect. And I think that what would benefit her in this end is to kind of feed off of that judo and jiu-jitsu background where she could be more of a ruthless, just like mat technician if need be, because I think that she can do some nice transitions from like either submissions, whether it be like a judo throw or into like a chokehold or armbar or whatever, and then go from there and then continue on throughout the match. But like the way that she delivered kicks, the way that she did that in when she did the senton where Sheeta was on top of the turnbuckle and stretched out and she did the senton. It was still weird, but it was like it looked effective. Right. I love the idea of her I guess the tie KO where she has her up for like almost like a widow's peak and then kind of swings her around into like the knee. Now it looked sloppy when she did it.
Thank you. Okay.
But but the idea of it makes sense because aesthetically it would look nice had it paid off.
No, what looked really nice though is what she tried to follow that tie KO up with. That DD tie.
Oh, her hammerlock DDT. Yeah. And again, it's like she has the potential to have an amazing offense, but I think given time, it'll benefit her. But I think that this is a good showing for her, and I think that it was good that she was in the ring with Sheeta at this spot, and that's and
I mean, all that does is showcase her.
Yeah, it did, but there's one thing that did piss me off about this, and that's at the very beginning when they showed the 2021 records, where they showed Ty, I think had I think 11-2, I believe.
Yeah, it was like 11.
And then they showed Sheeta's, and hers is 2-0. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is part of the problem. Your champion
2 matches in 4 months.
Granted, I think she had more than that. Because it seems like she has, but
yeah, it definitely feels like she's had more matches than just 2.
Because if you think, let me see, she had. Now, I guess I don't know if they're going by defenses. I don't know because you think about it. She went against Abaddon. She went against was Abaddon this year?
No, I think Abaddon was late last year, but she still had Anna Jay.
Thunder Rosa, maybe. I can't remember Thunder
Rosa. Didn't she have Nyla Rose? No, she didn't have Nyla Rose again.
She had
I think she only just had those 2 matches, guys.
And that's crazy. So that, again,
Ryo Mizunami, Ty Conti, which was last night, and
see, but that's 2. Wasn't Anna Jay this year?
I think Anna Jay was like January, I thought.
Yeah. So that would
got her. So
qualify it.
Now she did. Now they're not counting the tag matches she did have. So she did have those tag matches.
They're just counting her. So she's only had 2 singles matches.
Yeah. Like she wasn't in a lot of matches this year.
So and that's crazy because you have all, and so it's a bad reflection, and I'm going to get into the same thing with Kenny, but it's a bad reflection on your division when all the other women that aren't champions are outworking you.
Yeah.
This
is why I wanted Shida to lose last night. But after seeing the victor, spoiler alert, guys, but Shida won.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing the bit that came out after Shida won, it has to be Britt Baker.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this.
I've been saying. I think we've all been saying Britt Baker now.
I've said this before. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say my piece when it comes to this situation. If Britt Baker does not take that title off of Shida when they go at it, I'm done with their women's division.
Oof.
Damn,
Oof. You know what? I wouldn't be mad at you for that because at the same time, there is no other person.
Okay, maybe not the division, the title picture.
I can see that.
Fair enough.
Because there's I mean, especially looking at the rankings right now.
I mean, she came out and showed her, hey, I'm number 1 contender now. Yeah. So you guys to come see me. Exactly. You guys to come see the DMD.
Is that match going to be at Blood and Guts?
That'll be in 2 weeks. So I don't know if they're going to do it that soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be fine if they did. You know, if y'all want to do it, AEW, go right ahead.
I mean, that would just be something else to provide for that night besides just the Jericho.
When is Double or Nothing?
Huh?
When is Double or Nothing?
When is that? Is that in June? I think that was June.
May 29th.
Oh, end of the month. Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, so we might get Baker and Shida at Double or Nothing.
Yeah. But what do you do between now and then? I mean, you built for like maybe 2-3 weeks of this.
You can they can have buffer matches in between because so the thing is Britt's number 1 contender. We know this.
Right.
Shida is going to be champion. So nothing should change in between then. They should do maybe some buffer matches here and there. But for the most part, we know Shida and Britt are on a collision course.
True.
And so I think it should be more of a we probably let them maybe interact, but not fight each other. You know, they fight other people and then come Double or Nothing. It's finally going down.
Yeah. I mean, hell, as if they've been doing stuff with Shida up to this point anyway. I think they got this shit easy. All she really got to do is show up to lose. So, yeah. I mean, look, Shida, still appreciate you, everything you've done as a champion, all this and that. But I need that title off of you because I need some life to be breathed into this women's division. Well, the championship picture, rather. So, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Not sorry.
Guys, Loki's breath stinks.
But yeah, looking forward to that. Something I could care less about, which I mean, y'all may want to talk about it. I could care less. It's Billy Gunn versus QT Marshall.
Billy Gunn lost.
I do want to discuss.
Okay, you go right ahead because I skipped this match.
You know, somebody said it best on the internet that I saw. Actually, it was shouts out to Arthurs of Wrestling on Instagram. But he was talking about how with the nameplates, and he was like specifically Billy Gunn. It said Billy Gunn won his last 17 matches.
Yeah.
And he was like 12-0, I think, of the year. And his comment was AEW needs to figure out a way to get us to watch Dark in Elevation. Because
we've seen one Billy Gunn match.
Because if Billy Gunn has this crazy ass record and all he's been doing is wrestling on Dark, it's like they need to do a better job of getting us to want to watch Dark in Elevation. Because, geez,
hardly mention it. They don't
so,
even. They maybe mention it once by voice, but then they give you the little crawl at the bottom.
Yeah, they give you the little ticker. Yeah,
but how dare you just brush off some of these matches on a crawl? Like,
exactly.
Because like you see some of the names that drop down on there for the Dark results or the Dark Elevation results.
Exactly.
You're like, oh my god! Like Shida was in a tag match on Dark Elevation. Like,
same thing with Kenny. Kenny had a tag match, I think, with Nakazawa.
Yeah, he lost a tag match with Michael Nakazawa.
Oh wait, they lost against who?
Of course, Kenny didn't take the pin, but like Nakazawa did.
Who did they lose to?
Damn it, who did they go against? Here, I'll pull that up.
Was it the Seidel brothers?
It's possible.
I know. He
that was perfect.
Whatever the last things you said did not come through because you froze.
All right, what was the last thing y'all heard? I was asking, like, who has it? I thought Lip was pulling it up since.
Oh.
Bang. Bang. There we go. Bang.
I don't think I have anything. Hold on. Maybe was it on Dark or was it on Elevation?
It was on Elevation.
It was on Elevation. He's been on Elevation like 2 weeks in a row now.
Well, it's a good thing that they're boosting up Elevation like that.
Yeah. Oh, they made him mention it though. Kenny came out during his intro and he like ran over to the announce table and he's like yelling at them. They're like, Kenny's apparently not happy with being booked for Elevation.
But outside of that, that was my only gripe. Like, I don't think this is a Dynamite feud. And the only reason why this is a Dynamite feud. Oh, wait. Nope. Change my mind.
Why?
Why in the fuck did Anthony Ogogo pull out that old ass chair at the end?
Chair. A wooden chair.
He pulled out that old ass wooden chair at the end.
Some lawn furniture, man.
It wasn't even lawn furniture. That was something like your grandparents would have. He pulled out this old ass wooden chair.
You didn't see a go-go pull out the damn chair.
Oh yeah, you're right, Scoot. It was the Seidel brothers.
Only reason why I say that because the Seidel brothers got that tag team eliminator next week.
No, the reason I was confused on that was because they had a match. I thought it was the week before, but with that, it wasn't on a week before. It was on that Dark match that was on a Friday that they like still show footage of, but never told anybody about. But the wrestler Takeshita, he had to like go back to Japan, so that's why I actually paid attention to that match. I guess on Dark. I thought he was like a Kota Ibushi clone for a second. I was like, he's got a lot of the same features here. Like, yeah. But
yeah. They pulled out there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just supporting your point. Like, I don't get it.
He pulled that old ass chair. Dustin comes out. He grabs the chair, hits Camarado with it. Camarado looks at him like, the fuck was this? And I was there sitting there like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is all this right now? Like that was like the worst 2 minutes. I was like, what is happening right now with this segment? And like this is the feud y'all want us to believe in when we have Pinnacle versus Inner Circle. You want us to care about the Factory versus the Nightmare Family.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
I don't care. When I seen this match was on the card, I was like, yep, I know what match I'm skipping.
And then not only that, how the hell the Nightmare Family has a faction within the damn family?
Right.
With the Gun Club.
I'm backing it up to Dark and how we really need to watch Dark because Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are doing really well, guys.
See,
and it just helped, and then now they call him the face of the revolution. That's Scorpio Sky's new nickname since he won his brass ring.
That Sonic ring.
Like, I just don't appreciate how quickly they threw him out of like the TNT title picture.
Right? Like that was a little disrespectful.
I mean, it seems like he's getting back into it, but we'll get into that later on.
I mean, we can go ahead and go past this. Like, I'm done.
Well, yeah, I mean, we are closer to it. They had a recap of Miro's promo. So it seems as though we're going to get some interaction between Miro and Kip possibly next week because Kip has been MIA, so to speak, but he will be in Penelope Ford's corner next week on Dynamite. So hopefully that match becomes very interesting and Miro shows up so he can solidify and put the nail in the coffin of this partnership that they've had.
Hey, what did Miro call Sting?
Oh, I think he said Darby's like face paint daddy or something like that. It was weird.
Oh my God. But in the end, I do like Miro's whole like mission statement. If you have a title in AEW, you better run.
Better watch your ass.
Yes. But I love the question that he proposed for after that too, because he was like, only question is, what champion do I go after first?
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, you're not stopping it. You're just trying to take everybody's shit. So, Sheeta, watch out. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Yeah, I know.
Miro coming for your title.
Miro's coming.
But
you have a title. He said he wants it.
To go from that to a pair of champions that have other troubles. We had the final stable interview with, not much of an interview with the Elite and the Bucks.
I'm glad they finally picked a name though, because they were going back and forth between Bullet Club and the Elite.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I guess short shorts was the attire for the night because you had Anderson and Matt had some good old short shorts, and then you had whatever the fuck Nick was wearing.
And then Gallows was like the most like regularly dressed guy for once.
Right.
Oh, he's still trying to sneak in 2 sweets during the interviews and shit. Like, just like, hey, 2 sweet.
I think the only weird thing that Gallows was wearing was that weird like earring that he had. If that was an earring, but this interview didn't really go anywhere for the most part. I mean, Matt spoke on a few things regarding Kingston and Mox. So clearly now we know that's where that feud's going. It's going to them defending the titles against Kingston and Mox. Again, Mox and Kingston together, I fucking love. I'm glad that they're a tag team.
It was a tag team I never knew I always wanted.
Right? Exactly. It's like the same thing that Scoot was saying about Kushida. being like the cruiserweight champion, that he didn't know that we have a tag team that we really didn't realize how much we wanted.
Yes.
And it's necessary. It's very necessary for this tag team to be this different. And it works.
Yes.
It works perfectly. And again, I think it's going to be a situation where it's tag team champions that we didn't realize that we needed.
Yeah.
Because it's going to set off a course on that's an unpredictable path for the tag titles in AEW. Because I felt like once the Bucks won, it was basically going to be between them and then FTR. Like it seemed like nobody else would have really factored in. But now with the introduction of Kingston and Moxley being a team and them having the potential to win the tag titles, this opens up a door of possibilities of who could come in and take the titles from them or feud with them. I love it. I fucking love it. And it's good for Mox because it takes him out of the AEW championship picture for now.
Yeah.
And it allows Kingston to be put into a role that actually helps him. So
when/if Mox and Kingston win those belts, I can only see Mox like trolling Kenny by holding like gold around him. It's like, hey, bud. I mean, I got one too. Look at me.
No, that's the thing about Kenny though that I was going to harp on, because this is where I feel like him winning the title has hurt him in a way, because most of his focus is elsewhere as far as like the champions, as far as the championship itself, because he's focused on being Impact or being the belt collector. I feel at this point, what should have happened, now that I'm looking at it, I feel like he should have just left AEW for a little bit, just, storyline purpose, and then gone and collected belts and then come back to win the AEW championship belt. Rather
see on the cake.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than him basically holding the title hostage, because there doesn't seem to be a title picture for the AEW championship in AEW. It just seems that it's on Kenny, and Kenny's just moving around elsewhere.
I was noticing that myself.
Yeah, it's just and then for you to,
oh no, I mean, like as I was saying, I was noticing it myself, especially with, again, the way they brought up Hangman as like the one guy. It's like he's on the top of our charts, and he's letting some PTSD stop him from becoming a champ.
Yeah,
like, come on, Hangman.
Which is good for his character. Like, I love that, because when you brought it up, I thought about it and I was like, okay, yeah, because like the pressure would get to him, and him not wanting to have that, because he's living freely right now, no issues, no nothing.
That does mess with him character wise, and he's actually applying that well.
Yeah, so I enjoy that, but at the same time, it's like the only champion we really have to rely on is Segway. Well, no, not can't we? Because I forgot we still have the what?
I don't think you heard me earlier, but I got a rant about this segment.
Oh, this segment. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you talk off, but I'm just saying, real quick. Shout out to Mox and Eddie, because God damn it, the banter just from when they got out.
Yes, I forgot all about that. Yes.
So perfect, so fluid. Like, I don't even think they even like rehearsed anything. I think that was just all off the dome. And anyways, go ahead, Scoot, tear it up.
You know what? Only because we're gonna get to this Christian Cage and Hobbs match, I'm gonna just say this one sentence. That segment fucking sucked until Moxley and Kingston showed up.
Yes.
But I think it was supposed to. I think it was done like that on purpose.
I surely hope so.
I think it was. You know what? We're gonna stroke our egos a little bit, talk about how awesome we are.
Oh my god! I was over it until they showed up, and then I thought they did some horrible camera editing, because how the fuck did the Elite escape the trailer when they didn't even know that Mox and Kingston were in the truck, and all of a sudden the Elite was just gone?
Listen, like, find out, like, what's going on? Like, look out the window over there.
Yeah, like, I thought that was a little funny that nobody was in the trailer.
Yeah,
like, I mean, they could at least had Nakazawa fall out of there or something.
At least left the damn lights on.
Oh, the lights were off. Yeah.
Like I said, there was some bad camera editing on that. There was some bad camera cuts on their part with that. But
it's off. It feels like it's at a different time of day.
Yeah.
But that segment was trash until I'm gonna say this, and I've been saying it for a while, and it's slowly happening. The Mox hate slowly.
There it is.
Slowly 180ing. Kind of the way how Lip was with Legato. That's how I'm kind of am with
around on you
with Mox right now. So if Mox is going up, the Young Bucks are still down here. But yeah.
And then Matt Hardy's gonna slowly turn back and get that 180 on for Scoot, and you can become a fan.
You're gonna buy some HFO shirts.
All right, y'all. I enjoyed this podcast. I'll holler at y'all later. I don't appreciate the slander of the Bizzle, so I'll holler at y'all next time when we do this.
Come on,
peace out, everybody out there.
Come on, bro.
But into Christian Cage against Powerhouse Hobbs. Basically, Christian Cage just completely put a blemish on Hobbs's 2021 undefeated streak.
Hobbs was undefeated, and it was like
6-0. That's why this was weird. I don't think it was necessary for Hobbs to win.
That's what didn't need to happen.
I mean, I'm sorry. I said it wasn't necessary for Hobbs. It wasn't necessary for Christian to win. Yeah. But at the same time, it probably wasn't necessary for this match to happen.
It wasn't. It did not need to happen. Christian Cage could have fought insert guy from Dark here.
Yeah.
It
didn't have to ruin Hobbs'.
You know what? Streak. I'll scoot that back over. A guy from the factory should have taken that L. Like Nick Camarado should have taken that L. Like no, because what is it? Was it Aaron Solo? He was on Dark or whatever, and he still lost. Like even though the factory just came out and they need to be rolling hot right now, Aaron Solo lost to I can't remember who, but the fact of the matter is that he lost. And QT Marshall, what does he do? He looks at him, he's like, "It's okay, it's all right." And he doesn't do a heel coach thing. He doesn't like beat the crap and smack him up or anything. He's like, "It's all right. We lose. It's all right. It's okay." I'm like, and so you know what? Yeah, I would have actually preferred Nick Camarado to take this L.
Well, I think this match still could have happened, but I think it should have gone to a no contest because of the way that they were showcasing Hobbs at the beginning of this match. It was showcasing him very, very well, as if Christian wasn't going to beat him. And I think you could have had some stuff happen to where it could have showcased him being a powerhouse, no pun intended. And there could have been some type of stoppage. But Christian,
even the way he lost, it was like, I guess.
I
guess.
It was like that pseudo way to, hey, we're gonna make you look strong in defeat type of shit. But I'm
was it the kill switch now?
Yeah. He lost the kill switch.
That just doesn't look like a realistic move on bigger guys.
I always thought the moment Christian debuted it as the unprettier, I always thought that I thought that was one of the most unrealistic finishers considering the way you have to hit it.
Right. Like nobody in a real fight's gonna ever get that off.
Because you gotta think themselves the way he has you, he has to turn you around. And the way he has your arms, it's just like I could just pull arms out.
Yeah. That was my benchmark for wrestling moves when I was a kid was how does it look like I could do this in person, in real life? Could I pull this move off in a fight? Stone Cold Stunner, awesome. Rock Bottom, awesome. Clothesline, choke slam, freaking power bombs. Yes, you can pull off all of these. This is why these moves are awesome. This is why these moves are staples. And unprettier though.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't try this at home.
Only on the brothers on a bed, but then don't do it by any windows, glass. Anyways, but Yes, the unprettier, aka the kill switch, aka the juice box. I'm sorry, Juice. I love you to death, but no.
Oh, Juice does that move too?
Juice has the juice box, which is the kill switch, which is the unprettier. He does it well, but he also only does it on people that are like around his size. Like he actually made it look realistic on Jeff Cobb, but again, I don't know. I'm sorry, I just dragged us off on. I dragged myself onto a little rant there, but yes.
No, I mean it still makes sense though.
I've always hated his finisher, always.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, what it's looking like is that Christian's going to be feuding with Team Taz because you basically just peppered in what was going to happen next after you had Stark come out to check on Hobbs, and then had that stare down, or rather intense stare down, with the way that Skivone said it with Christian Cage. So yeah, so I mean, I guess it gives Christian stuff to do, but the reason why I like Christian being there is because he's able to put on these matches with these guys. But for him to continuously go over, I don't necessarily know how I feel about that.
I can only see it going with him just like knocking on the Elite's door and being like, "Hey, man, you're going to defend this belt anytime soon?"
I can get behind that. Because that story seemed to just kind of dissipate after he grabbed the title, and then now it's like, all right, so
Team Taz.
Yeah, because I mean, Moxley and Kingston are really more beefing with the Bucks than with the Elite.
Yeah.
And I want to also say this to go back to the other rant. So if Lip want to do some creative editing, we don't really need Gallows and Anderson anymore. Ooh. Yeah, I said it.
Oh.
We don't need them there anymore.
Oh.
What's the point of having the Bucks and Gallows and Anderson there?
Well, I keep saying ooh because I agree with that.
We don't need them there anymore.
Like they're not wrestling, they're not putting in any matches. Like I mean, they are wrestling, but those are like main event matches that we already know how the outcome's going to go. Except for some twists that have happened. But I mean, I don't know, man. They've been there every week in some form or fashion.
I mean, that's true, and I can appreciate them for being there, but
they're being
at this point in time. Well, I mean, we really don't need them anymore.
My thing, I think what they might be doing, I could be wrong, is I think because it could be them just still continuously building towards something that they would need like the numbers for. Like, let's say Kenny finally goes back to Japan, and you have them dealing with Bullet Club or other factions and numbers. So I don't, but again, I don't know because I mean I still don't see where this belt collector thing is going. Because I mean, it seems like a long build, but you know.
Well, I mean, they have to the schedule.
Come Sunday, we'll finally get the match between Kenny and Swan.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna see. That's unfortunate that we're gonna see Swan lose this newly unified title, but at least he got to keep.
It's still both belts.
Is it still just two belts?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, it's still the TNA and the Impact. They didn't combine them yet.
Because you want to know why? Because they're going to have Kenny take both of those belts so he can have the aesthetics of having 3 belts.
4 belts because he's still the AAA champion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're going to try to have him looking like Ultimo Dragon.
He needs to start carrying around that AAA belt too. Then.
Yeah. He does.
Because
there's something that says he can't.
They just casually name dropped it on AEW that night.
So see, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with that. Christian goes over. I don't care too much for it. I like Christian being there, like Christian wrestling, but Hobbs should not have got a loss on his 2021 record for this because it means nothing.
Yeah.
So, and Hobbs is actually on the rankings too. So he's number 4.
Hmm.
So And with Jungle Boy, well, shit. Now that Hobbs lost, I don't think he's going to get a shot at the TNT title because Jungle Boy's number 3 on the rankings.
Wait, even with the results?
No, they haven't updated since the results because Britt is still number 2 on the women's rankings and Ty's still number 1.
I think they update over the weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, Christian goes. But to speak of the TNT title, Darby defended his championship against Jungle Boy. I was looking forward to this match.
I did like the 2 kids wrestle.
I didn't get everything that I wanted out of this match, but
I have another rant.
I think everybody's gonna have a rant on this match. Well, and everything included.
You know what?
But
I think it's so. I want people to understand my rant has nothing to do with the match. I thought the match was pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
My rant personally has to do with the booking of one Darby Allin. I don't like the way they're booking Darby here.
Like as a champion?
Yeah, and they're booking him in the way that I don't want him to be champion anymore. To say I was excited when he became TNT champion. Now I'm kind of like, I don't want him to be champion anymore. Because you have Sting who keeps coming out there. To fast forward, you have Sting. Luchasaurus gave Jungle Boy a slight nudge so he could beat the 10 count. And Sting took that as just the ultimate disrespect. And he starts to fight with Luchasaurus. Then it's like, so Sting, are you saying Darby can't take care of himself? That Darby needs you every time?
Yeah.
And then the end of the match, which I thought was even more mortal, with Paige and Sky coming out, and then Archer coming out to play hero as well, because that's still, he's like, Archer, where are you at this point? Like, what is happening with your character?
I was like, where do you stand?
But the way they keep booking Darby was this ultimate loner who was this tough guy, and now he's being booked to where he can't even fight battles by himself anymore. And it's like, I thought it was cool that he was able to get the TNT championship, but now the way he's being booked, I'm not feeling it anymore.
I think that might be more so to like whatever deal they have with Sting. So maybe he gets X amount of like appearances or matches or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna like, okay, well, we got to put Sting on camera, so we gotta put Sting on camera with Darby, because that's who
I don't like. It's not rocking with me anymore. This whole Sting and Darby partnership.
I mean, if they would have had Sting in the rafters, like watching the match or something, to where if something did happen, then you would see him. Like that would have been better.
True.
Because like even when Darby had fought Silver, only thing that happened was Five pushed him out the way so he could take the dive instead, and then Sting just like beat up the whole Dark Order and shit. And it was like, wait, what? Like Sting was,
how dare you move your man out the way?
Exactly. So it's like, I don't like this whole Sting. Sting is starting to look like the parent who talking shit about my baby. You know, I don't like that. I don't like this.
That's the been booking too well by the internet. I'm not
feeling this Darby and Sting partnership anymore, and it really is making it sour on me on Darby's championship reign right now.
Yeah, that's been a problem for me. Of course, I've been on record to basically state how like my past of being a huge fan of Sting growing up and even up until this point. Sting has hurt Darby's character because I mean, if we just take if we just take things just at face value, Darby. When's the last time anybody's seen a Darby Allin vignette?
Ooh, not since their match.
I mean, they've been with Sting. They haven't been single Darby Allin vignettes.
Yeah, because I mean the artistic direction that all his vignettes took basically showcased who Darby Allin was. You know, mysterious, eccentric, just being that type of person. The way that he would build, feuds, like everything was always attached. And now, ever since Sting came out and attached himself to Darby, there has been just a lack of Darby Allin. Yeah, we've seen him; he's come out, but there's nothing that has made Darby special that we've seen lately. It's just been basically everything paint by numbers, and it's him come out, Sting, shadowing him, and then some bullshit. Because just like Scoop pointed out, with the whole thing with Lucha, there was no reason for a fight to break out at all.
And it was the cheesiest ass fight.
Yeah, it was. And these are two faces. And I can understand if Luchasaurus had, done something, even if by mistake, to Darby, then yeah, maybe there could be some miscommunication there. But him just kind of nudging Jungle Boy into the ring, there could have still been a discussion between him and Sting, but there didn't have to be a full-on brawl because it looks stupid. And to me, when I see that, I'm like, y'all are just trying to give Sting something to do when it's not necessary. It's not about Sting. It should never be about Sting, especially if it's a Darby Allin match. And y'all have done this for the past few weeks with Darby, especially with Darby coming out and stating, "Hey, I want to be a fighting champion. I want to defend this title every week." That should be the main story. That should be what is showcased. It shouldn't be, "Hey, we have Darby defending his title. Here, let Sting go out and fight. Let all these other people come out and start brawling." That takes away from what we're seeing. And I understand, Scoot, when you say that you're waiting for Darby to lose a title, because if this is all that we're going to see every time he defends a title, then we might as well not have the title on him.
Might as well not, yeah.
You know what we should have been seeing? And AEW, according to Lip, y'all are listening. So this one here is for free. What they should have been doing is that since Darby Allin announced that he was going to be a fighting champion, like ever since his first night of doing that, they should have had little vignettes of him with Sting, like accumulating bruises or accumulating like injuries here or there, and Sting like just pretty much trying to be, I don't know, encouragement or like trying to say, "I got your back. Hey man, you're looking a little rough. Hey, this you gotta like get some rest. You gotta like, you can't be doing this every week, blah, blah, blah." Like, he should be mentoring him in those vignettes. Instead of being the bumper in his bowling alley. Like, instead of like preventing from failing.
And that would make Sting's presence.
Damn, that's a great analogy. Well. That's a great analogy. He's the bumper in his bowling alley.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because if they did that, anytime Sting will come out, it's like, okay, well, he's now just watching out for Darby to make sure that he doesn't get too reckless or he doesn't do shit like that. And it's like, okay, like him saving Darby from himself, or rather than him feeling that he needs to save Darby from everyone else.
Exactly. Right, and then you can showcase it how like Darby's just young and stupid right now. And he's like, "No, I got to keep going. I got to like prove that I'm the best. I got to prove this about something." Just
I like that.
Young and
I love that.
Like, because that is another thing that I've been listening to the commentators talk about. Is like JR himself said it. Is like all these young guys, they want to be the best. They want to be the top. But he's like, what you're trying to do is do like 20 years of work in 5, or like you're trying to like get to this point before like your prime.
Yeah.
Like, and that just would have. I honestly feel like that would have coincided with the conversation that they have. But
true.
Like that could have been a whole thing, like a whole angle that they could have plugged. And you know what? It would have given us like a better respect for Sting right now.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed that storyline. It would have made me tuning into their segments or their matches a lot more. I would have appreciated it more if that's the narrative that they were taking, but
Right.
it
But
just
no,
seems like
he keeps coming out like looking like he's fine, and anytime somebody from outside does anything, it stings like Scoop perfectly put it. Like, you ain't touching my baby. Like,
you ain't touching my baby, not my baby.
Exactly.
but yeah, I mean, again, but not to take away from the match because the match itself, just like Scoop said, was solid.
The match wasn't bad.
But it wasn't what I assumed I was going to get when I seen it. But what I did see was the potential for a future match with these two, and that's what I'm waiting for. Like it's like it's
a different championship.
Oh, most definitely. I believe that because again, Darby as well as Jungle Boy are two of the other guys that I see that's the future of this company, and them coming in and having this match, almost like a precursor to what's going to happen down the line. I'm all for because I love,
especially when Jungle Boy had that snare trap on. I was like, wait, are they about to switch the title?
It seemed like it at first, but. Yeah, that I think that was also meant to elevate the heart and the strength of Darby.
Of course.
So, yeah, but along with that, we now, just like we talked about with Scorpio Sky, we now may have a potential rematch between Sky and Darby, but I think that may be for naught for right now. But you had Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky come out and jump on both Jungle Boy and Darby Allin, which I think they're probably going to set up a tag team players.
I know
between
those two. A tag team match against the Undertaker.
But then you had Lance Archer come out, which up to this point, I assumed that there was some type of like allegiance between Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Lance Archer. But now that's not the case. And I thought Lance Archer was a face or turning face, but then he had a spat with Sting. Then he came out and attacked other people, but then now he's out protecting Darby Allin and Jungle Boy, who are faces, against Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, who are heels now. I'm lost as to far as which direction Lance Archer's taking.
I just want Lance Archer to at least go for the AEW title already, because why the fuck? Like, I mean, he did against Mox, but like all this attention he brought to Sting and Darby, that should have been directed directly at Kenny. Like, he should have been interrupting a Kenny promo.
Yeah,
honestly, that would have just given Kenny some action while we're waiting for this Impact title.
I mean, Lance Archer. I mean, there's a lot that they can do with him. I don't know if he's wrestled on Dark or Elevation, but
he's definitely on Dark.
Okay,
I'm not sure about Elevation.
So yeah, I think if you're gonna, matter of fact, you should have put him in a match last night rather than have that Billy Gunn and QT Marshall match, like something. But yeah, he should definitely be
on Elevation for all we care.
It really could have.
I just thought about it.
But
AEW is scaring me right now because they're getting too many pieces and not knowing what the fuck to do with them.
Yeah, I think that again, there goes that whole saying, too much of something can be a bad thing.
It's like they're kind of doing it's like they're doing what WWE is doing. The only thing is that they're trying their best to feature everyone, but the problem is that things get muddled and messy when you try to feature all the talent.
Yeah. It seems like they've definitely got a long-term goal set in place with Kenny and the Elite and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It starts to get muddled when you start talking about the TNT title or the women's title.
Yeah, I think what they need to do is what WWE used to do, when they had their shows, because you always had Raw, Monday Night Raw. I mean, before SmackDown, you had Raw, but then you had shows like Superstars or shows like Velocity or shows like Sunday Night Heat that would showcase some of the lesser talent. But then Monday Night Raw had all like the big names and maybe like a few smaller names. Because I mean, you think about like with the Hardy Boys, like when they first started out, they were always Velocity and on Superstars all the time. And then they finally start getting, when they start bringing them up with, Michael Hayes, then they started getting showcased more so on Raw when they got in bigger storylines when they were going against the Brood and stuff like that. But and that's the problem that I think they're doing with Elevation and Dark. It seems like to me, like anytime I see like the crawls for like the brackets or whatever matches happen, it seems like they're just having like Dynamite and then Dynamite Light and then Dynamite Light 2. Rather than Dark and Dark Elevation, because you have a lot of the big players like Kenny, like your Thunder Rosa, like Britt Baker, like Lance Archers, all on these shows. And I feel like it kind of takes away from the talent that needs to be on those shows to get showcased.
Well, and see, that's the issue. I think the reason why I can't watch Dark and Elevation, because maybe Elevation more, but Dark is literally glorified squash matches. Because most of the matches I've been, especially when I look at the crawls, it's like, yeah, we know who's going to win all 12 of these matches. And it's like, do I want to really sit there and watch 12 matches and I know the outcome of like all 12? Like for instance, if fucking Powerhouse Hobbs about to go in there against somebody who's 0-22, Hobbs is most likely winning that match. What's the point of me sitting there for 7 minutes watching Hobbs beat this dude up just for him to lose? So I think that's my issue with Dark and Elevation, is the fact that they're glorified squash matches. And it's like, why necessarily would I want to watch squash matches?
Because on Elevation, you get little gems like the Seidel brothers, and I can't remember the third person, versus Kenny Omega, Michael Nakazawa, and Takeshita. And I can't remember.
Maybe Elevation might be a little worth it, but Dark, nah.
I really want to know what Elevation's goal is. Like, are they gonna be like the little gems, or like gonna be like some kind of a showcase? Like, where do they rank on the tiers here between Dark and Dynamite?
It's a good question, but I think what I might end up doing, I think I may take like a couple, maybe 3 or 4 weeks and just watch Dark and Elevation religiously for like that next 3 or 4 weeks and just see like what potentially their game plan could possibly be and how I view it, because I think I'd rather go in with a better mindset as far as like what's going on.
Fair.
Because I mean, yeah.
That one.
Huh?
I'll join you on that endeavor.
Yeah, because I do it with Elevation for sure.
Yeah, because especially if you got Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa wrestling on these shows, and they just are shown every now and then on Dynamite, because Thunder Rosa hasn't been on Dynamite in a while. Yeah, I think
he's actually feuding with Diamante on Elevation right now.
Yes, it's crazy because she hasn't been seen since the fucking match.
Lights out match, yeah.
Yeah. And that's crazy because she won, and Britt Baker's the one really benefiting from it.
No, but that's exactly right. Like, Thunder Rosa won. She should be getting more TV time right now. What happened?
I don't know. But yeah, that's my promise to myself and everybody else I'm going to make. Yeah, I'm going to watch Dark Elevation and Dark moving forward for like the next couple weeks, and then see how I feel about it. This was a solid week of wrestling for both Tuesday and Wednesday. I did not mind most of it. There were some things, like I said, I could have done without. QT Marshall, Billy Gunn, anything dealing with the factory, fuck out of here. Fuck Everrise. This same old shit. Scoop, you got any closing thoughts on everything we witnessed this week?
I guess I did forget to mention that congratulations to Ronda Rousey and Travis Brown.
Oh yeah, on the little Rousey.
Yeah, on the little rowdy one. I think I don't know if Jaeger wants to join me on this endeavor, but I'm gonna start the
I don't think Loki wanted to, but
I don't think Loki either, but I'm gonna start the Lip Forever Rise campaign.
Lip Forever Rise. That's amazing.
Lip Forever Rise campaign. And you know, I'm gonna hit the campaign trail pretty hard. And I'm gonna try Lip Forever Rise.
I'll be a donor to the campain.
Never gonna happen. Gonna happen.
I'm a send you the shirt.
You know what? Ooh,
I'm gonna send you the merch.
They're gonna wear gold one day, and Lip's gonna be like, you know what? Everrise is all right.
Lip Forever Rise.
No. Never.
My one true takeaway of the week: Lip Forever Rise.
Never ever rise. Fuck ever rise. There will never ever be a day that I support
Beasley Forever Rise.
No. Nope.
Chase Parker and the other guy.
I didn't realize they had names.
Oh my god!
I mean, they were both pretty generic names, but I
know it's Chase Parker and second guy, but Lip Forever Rise.
Generic wrestler too.
Yeah, wrestler too. Lip Forever Rise.
No, nope. Don't give a shit. Fuck Ever Rise. Keep them off my TV.
You're gonna turn eventually.
Yes, Lip Forever Rise.
Nah. Jaeger, I'm gonna throw closing thoughts to you because Everrise is trash.
Wait, so that's why you're throwing closing thoughts to me? Because Everrise is trash?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's ups and downs. I mean, in this week of wrestling, there were definitely more ups and downs. NXT, keep doing what you're doing. AEW,
especially with the ladies.
I'm sorry, AEW, but your women's division is whack compared to NXT's. Kenny, I don't know, man. Just throw a defense under your belt, and I mean at least one of them.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I wonder if they're gonna count his defense against Rich Swann towards his record.
They better fucking,
since both belts are on the line.
Oh shit! If both belts are on the line, then yeah, they have to.
Yeah, both belts are on the line.
Yeah, then they have to.
Lordy, I hate that.
Mox Kingston, just don't even script. Just shoot the shit.
All day.
It was fucking golden. I'm here for it. Last one. Shotzi didn't really catch you on the TV though. I miss you. Come back. Anyway.
He gonna get you.
I heard COVID doesn't exist in Florida, so.
Look, I don't know.
On WrestleMania there, I don't know. But anyways, Mr. Deasley, to you, sir.
Oh yeah, hey, fuck Everrise. Disband the factory, shut the factory down. Disband the Nightmare Family. Hey, Charlotte suspended. Keep her off my TV. But yeah. Good wrestling this week. Say what?
Cody was off TV.
Yeah, Cody was off TV. Cody seemed. I think Cody's been off TV for a while.
Yeah, I think it's been like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Huh? Did he just like fade into the sunset?
Remember at that house show, he took that punch from a go-go.
The damn house show killed Cody so he could run off for his injury. Okay. Okay. Not okay, but okay.
But yeah, we'll leave y'all off on that good note, people. We appreciate it. Scoot, let them know where they can find you and where the others can find that smoke.
www.liveforeverrise.org. I need everybody to
Doesn't exist.
donate,
Not a real
sign
thing.
a petition, and everything. That is www.liveforeverrise.org.
GoDaddy gave him the domain. It exists.
It does
Because
not exist.
Lip will forever rise when he supports Everrise.
That sounded suggestive.
That did sound suggestive, but
It's supposed to.
not for me.
It's supposed to be a double, triple entendre.
Oh,
It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you feel like a winner. All of that. That is lipforeverrise.org. I need people to come support this. We need to make this happen.
yeah,
We
GoDaddy.
need to help change his mind about Leverize. Because we need to save our tag teams in WWE. And they are technically a tag team. Even though they got the most generic names ever.
No, NXT is good. Their tag team division is pretty solid. Yeah.
LiveForeverRise.org.
Jesus.
Never.
Yeah.
But at the Scooter Ray, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, always with the ninjas, of course. Fridays and Saturdays we usually stream. We're on Less Than Stealthy Ninjas, all one big word. IG, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. We all there. Less Than Stealthy Ninjas, all one big ass word. Shout out to Around Your Boss, Xerxes. We all there.
Y'all know the
But
squad.
before I go, liveforeverrise.org.
Not a real
Support
thing.
it.
Never going to be a real thing.
Support
Don't
it.
even go searching for it because it doesn't
You will
exist.
rise when you support Everrise.
Lip, and then there's 4 fingers here, and then there's a 3 there. Yeah, you gotta do it. Lip forever rise. There you go.
There you go.
Your hand
No,
sign.
I don't.
Lip for right there for ever rise. Yeah.
Lip forever
No.
rise.
Nope. Yeah, Jaeger. Where can they find you other than trying to promote this non-existent website?
Throwing up awkward hand gestures. Yeah. Aside from doing that, you can find me Xbox, PlayStation, Twitter, Instagram.
Yo.
Okay.
Jaeger Bombastic.
Oh yeah, we got to change that. Yeah, we got to change it now.
Although Twitter, I don't know who this guy is, but whoever you are that has this name for Twitter, just give it up, man. I had to put a 5 where the S goes. That's weird. It's the dorkiest shit. It's like it sounds like a gamer tag name. I just want to put it all in English. All right. Like if you want some money for it, we'll figure things out. But like, come on, man. Like we're trying to spread a brand here.
That's right.
On Twitch, but yeah, pretty much everything is Jaeger Bombastic.
That's what's up. And
damn,
something's wrong with your screen, Scoot. You got a blemish on there. It's yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it looks like it blue screened. There we go.
It's weird. So I don't.
Hey, does that show like 2 guys winning a match?
Yeah, their arms are raised in victory.
Man, I don't know.
Support.
No, I don't support. I don't think
Everrise will take over.
You guys sucked, man. What are they doing winning if they suck?
Exactly.
That's
they doing winning.
That's Photoshop.
Chase Parker, Matt Martell.
Matt Martell.
Photoshop. That's
Hey, look at those eyes. He got crazy eyes right now.
Okay.
You can't have crazy eyes and lose.
That's a
you
deep
cannot
fake.
have crazy eyes and lose.
Photoshop and deep fake.
I don't know, man.
You will rise when you support Everrise.
It looks like their logo behind them.
It is.
But wait, why are the ropes blue? Were they on SmackDown?
205 Live.
So yeah, a non-existent team on a non-existent show.
That was good.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Oh,
But yeah.
boys that way.
Listen, Everrise, if you did want to shoot something my way, this is the only time I'll ask for all the smoke. Charlotte, you as well.
Ooh,
Dizzle. You know,
names right up.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitch,
Arms are white.
all that good stuff. I mean, yeah, you know where you can find me if you need to. At me all you want. I don't care. But to everybody else, same thing. Go ahead. You need that positivity in your life. Lifestyle One Up, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Eventually, I still can't tell you when because even I don't fucking know. But yeah. But as always, you beautiful mother effers.
LiveForeverRise.org.
Doesn't exist. Don't look for it. Don't try to search for it. You're going to find absolutely nothing because Everrise is nothing. But what I will do is I will give it too sweet all up on there. Bam, bam.
Bam, bang.
A fuck Everrise.
LiveForeverRise.org.
But as always, all that stuff aside, on either one.